As you know, the homie Mr. BoA is back in the joint once again. We are living it, we are being it. Once again, welcome back to the High Altitude Show with your homie Mr. BoA. We're in the building. Mr. Beasley is in the building. What's good, brother? What's good? Let's make this thing happen, man. Yeah. Malcolm, what's good? Homie Malcolm is in the building with us. What up with your homie? Bright and early in the joint, man. Trying to get a homie something to ride them over until the lunchtime hour, man. As you come into the building, bang the thumbs up for the homie. So you saw me on solo joint. So oh yeah, yeah. I think that was there. I think was that solo or was that Ram? Yeah, man. Yeah, that fake. Man, let me tell you something, man. That talk, man, is I got one coming up where I'm gonna address that. I'm gonna address that all together, man. I'm gonna give my take on it, my own take on it. Yo, you got put in the jam last night? What? Hollywood Hawkins in the building? Yeah, 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 man. Good, good, good. You got that thing straight, bro. Good thing. Good, good to know you got that situated, man. So easy to get in and get put in a jam, bro. So easy to get put in a jam. Hollywood Hawks in the building, the cool brother with the wrench, but don't make him turn into the Grinch with that beta male talk, man. George Tidwell is in the building. What up, GT? Homie GT is on deck. Oh, come on, bro. You know how I get down, Malcolm. You know what I'm gonna do, man. I'm just gonna simply entitle it, man. There is no such thing as pro black. There is no pro black, man. Pro black is simply a cop out term for brothers who are afraid to say black power. See, black power is an incendiary term in this society, and so brothers strayed away from the black power because, truth be told, pro-blacks don't want to be associated with the Black Panther Party. They rather be associated with Martin Luther King and the Civil Rights Movement. You understand? They don't want to be associated with someone like even the Hebrew Israelites. They don't want to be associated with that. They want to be associated with something that's docile and passive that white people can easily stomach. So I'm gonna get into it, man. I'm gonna chop it down, man. I'm gonna chop it all the way down. Rodney Davis is in the building. What up, homie? Shalom. I am Solomon is in the building. Yeah, bro. Good to see you in the joint, man. Yeah, I'm good, bro. Good to see you back in here, man. Hope everything is copacetic on your end as well, bro. So let's get the homies a few minutes to slide up in here, man, before we go ahead and get physical with this thing. A few more minutes, man. We're gonna let the homie slide up in here. The homie be on CP time rolling up in my joint, man. Yeah, I saw that, man. How Beyonce mom went in on Matthew, man. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. The Panthers started off true to fam, Malcolm, man. They started off true to fam, but this is the thing. This is what we had to realize. We had to realize as black men that anything we do that tends to shed a positive light on, and not even a positive light, but shed a negative light on our situation, our plight in this society, then we have to understand that immediately they're going to be infiltrators. So it's not that the Black Panther Party was dealing with poor white folks. It ain't the fact that that's what they were doing. It's the fact that on that level, those are the ones who can easily infiltrate an organization. You can't roll up in a Bentley in a suit and go in and try to infiltrate the Panther Party. You got to look like white people that they're used to seeing. And so that's what they do. They infiltrate organizations by presenting themselves as people that you're comfortable with. And so no matter where you are, there's a level of white folks that you're comfortable with. If you real country, then they're gonna send somebody to you that sound like Charlie Pride and look like Willie Nelson. That's a normal looking white person to you. They're not gonna send someone that look like they're from Wall Street into Mud Lick, Tennessee to try to infiltrate an organization in that area. So we have to understand that anytime you see white people in an environment where they shouldn't be, that's majority black, then you have to understand that there's a very high likelihood that they're agents, because it just doesn't fit. But we've grown so comfortable with them, and this rhetoric that we hear around, being spread around, being perpetuated throughout the media, that or it's just the only color that matters is green. Only color that matters is green. Come on, man. Only a fool would believe that. It's been money floating around forever. Slavery was about money. Everything was about money. Those plantation owners made money off that cotton, off those crops that they had them out there picking. It's all green has always been around. If green is the motivating factor, but it's never been the only color that matters. If that's the case, then black folk would have always gotten an even shot at getting that green. So it's never always been about the green. So, you know how they. I'm gonna go in on that though, man. I'm gonna go in on that one. I ain't gonna even be able to leave it up, man, because them pro black boy, they're gonna come in here and shut that one down, man. Hell, I might come in and do that one tonight, to be honest with you. SJ3 is in the building. What's good, homie? See you in the building, bro. Salute, my brother. So let's get the homies a couple of more minutes to get in here, man. Then we're gonna go ahead and get righteous on this thing, man. Hey, GT is in the building. What good, homie? Go ahead and get physical in this thing, man. Make it happen like it's supposed to. Oh yeah, man. That no, there's no such thing as pro black. It's gonna go hard, bro. It's gonna go hard. So yeah, I'm gonna really jump off into that one, man. Real talk, I'm gonna jump off into that one. Yeah, that's all it is, Joy Tidwell. That's all it is. GT just kicked death and in. Black Soul Star. Appreciate the super chat, brother. Salute to you as well. I appreciate it. Before we get started, man, let's give a shout out to the homie Hollywood Hawkins, man. He is the cool brother with the wrench, but don't make him turn into the Grinch by coming in here with that beta male sim mangina talk, because he will excommunicate you. And he has been given the green light to, to excommunicate at his discretion. Now, I already do something else on Sunday, Malcolm. I got another show on Sunday. I already got a Sunday sermon show already that I do every week on that one. So, all right, let's go ahead, man. Now, once again, you've come back again with your homie, Mr. BoA, the host with the most, aka Book of AlphaRonomy, aka Nubian King Vegan, aka Bobby Staline, aka the Angelus the Dunn, the music connoisseur. You join me again for another episode of the High Altitude Show. Today's topic is going to be: there is no black community, only a black environment. Now, I know you hear a lot of pro-black cats, man, talking about, man, it's the black community. This is what goes on in the black community, and brothers in the black community, and brothers ain't helping their community. And man, the word community should not be used among black folks in this country. In Africa, yeah, of course. all over Africa, as a matter of fact, even South Africa. In Bermuda, yeah, of course. Bermuda has the highest income per capita among Black folks in the world. So, of course, there is a Black community there. But in America, there is no Black community. There are only Black environments. You see, community indicates a level of control that is wielded by the members of said community. Now, go around, tell me where you see Black folks at, and tell me what level of control they have in their environment. Why can a cop go into an area that is populated by the overwhelming majority of Black folks, almost 100% Black? How can he go into that environment, shoot a Black man down in that environment, and walk out of there and never do a day of time? Because he is in control of that environment. The organization that sent him controls that environment, no matter who the population is. Just because there is a population of people in a specific environment, that does not mean that they have a community. You see, a community is based on there being a specific number of family units who are working together, living together, building together to create an overall environment that works to the good of all of its units. There is no Black community. Because for there to be a Black community, there has to be a family unit. For there to be a family unit, there has to be a mother-father unit in the household. So none of these housing projects, none of this Section 8 housing, none of these places where single mothers are afforded cheap rent or afforded breaks in their rent or any of that, but they can only be there if there is no Black man there. The Black community has been dead since the 70s. There has not been a Black community. Any man who pays child support cannot call himself a member of a community. Any woman who receives child support cannot call herself a member of a community. And let me tell you a secret. Let me tell you a secret. It's not just a man and a woman being together. It is a mother and a father. You see, if my mother is with another man who is not my father, even though there is a man and woman in the household, it is still not a community because that is not a family unit. That is a man who should not even be in that situation, but he doesn't value himself enough to know that. There is no Black community. And we will get into some reasons why right now. First of all, the elephant in the room is that Black folks ain't got no political power. Communities have political structure. It's like corporate structure. There is a president, there is a vice president, there is a treasurer, there are other members, then there's a chairman of the board, there is a board of directors. That is how communities are set up as well. Find me the place where Black folks have that going on. Find me the one place in America where you can go and see that Black folks have the political power in that area. And don't go show me somewhere that's got a Black mayor and then show me a state that's got a white governor. You see, this trickles up. When you think about the board of directors, the board of let's equate this to a corporation. Okay, you have the president of the corporation. President of the corporation is one position. But there is someone who has equal or higher position to him who is the chairman of the board of directors. You see, the board of directors are the governors of the states. You see, this is a national thing. You can't have a Black community that is not known of by the national government, because what will happen? The same thing that happened to Black Wall Street will happen. They will send the goons in to destroy it because it is not commissioned by them. It is not accepted by them. It is not respected by them. It is not known by them. It is not owned by them. You see, this is what we're dealing with here. The man on my planet is in the building. What's good? Merlot, it's in the building. What's good, homie? 8 millionaire. It's on deck. What's good with you, homie? So this is what we have to understand. Mr. Juice is in the building. What up, Juice? So you see, it is there is a board of directors. Of course, we'll give the president is the president. Right now, Donald J. Trump is the president, whom I do support, and I will do a video about that as well. I will tell you about why I support Donald Trump. It is not so much for political reasons, but there is a reason that I support Donald Trump. And I will let you know that any man who is a masculine man, who is an alpha man, has no choice. He can't even keep himself from supporting Donald Trump because he is just so damn masculine. He is just so damn alpha. How can you not support a man who does what the hell he wants to do, has worked himself, maneuvered himself into the most powerful position in the country, and is the same man he was before, plays that shit without fear, does and says what he wants to do? I can't do nothing but respect that, because that's how the hell I live my life. All I see is him living my life on a larger scale, because that's exactly how I'd be if I was in the White House. Man, make me the president and watch what happens. Man, ain't nobody gonna be able to tell me nothing. The same impeachment talk gonna be there. We're gonna impeach him. We're gonna impeach him. What does he do when they say they're gonna impeach him? Keep doing more of the same shit, because he ain't got no fear. And that's how you live your life. You got to live your life as a risk taker, man. Not stupid risk like having unprotected sex. That's a stupid risk. I'm talking about risks that pay off. But anyway, I'll get into that one as well, man. I got some strong content coming up, man. Some real strong content. And I feel like I owe y'all cats this, man. So when you look out, man, and you say to yourself, without political power, you got the president. That's Donald J. Trump. He's the president. The board of directors are the governors. The governors are the board of directors. There's 50 board of directors. Each state has its own board, has its own director. Now, who's the chairman of the board of directors? In your state, it's your governor. In my state, it's my governor. In California, it's their governor. In Florida, it's their governor. Your chairman of the board of directors is your governor. Now, how many of you have black men as the governor of your state? I'm not even talking about black women. They don't count. They get put in no position because white men can manipulate them. They don't have to worry about them bucking the system because they believe in the system. They've been brainwashed into believing in the same system of oppression that's kept them behind the 8 ball their entire existence in this country. But they're in those positions because they are easily manipulated by the system because they believe in it. You put a black man in that same position, he's not going to be easily manipulated. He's just not. It took them all this time to find one Obama. He was the only black man they were going to put in the White House that were going to act the way he acted. No man of color who has origins in the United States of America was going to go into that position and play that role. Because as much as he acts docile and acts like he'll go along to get along, the majority of those brothers too, you put them in a position and let them wake up one day and realize they're in the most powerful position in the country, you're going to find out their truth. You're going to find out who they are, find the truth of who they are. So Barack Obama was the only black man they could have put in that position who would have behaved the way he behaved. So you just if you have a black governor or you know a black man governor, I mean a real dude, not one of them Barack Obama dudes. I'm talking about a real black man as a governor. Tell me who he is. Red Pill Base is in the building. Call him out. And I'll look him up. And I'll talk about it. I'll research him. Do a video on him. So they put those in that position, they're easily manipulated. So now you see that even though your mayor may be a black man, your mayor as a black man has no power. If your mayor and police chiefs are black men, something I've noticed a lot of times in these cities that have where the population is majority black, what they'll do is they'll alternate the two. If the mayor is a black man, the police chief would be a black woman. If the mayor is a black woman, the police chief would be a black man. It's rare that I've seen, and I haven't looked at all cities in the United States. I'm going to lie about it. I'm not going to sit and tell that lie. But the ones that I have seen that have black mayors, the police chief is always opposite gender. Sometimes opposite sex and gender. But When there's a black man in one position, there's not going to be a black man in the other position. So you're not going to see two black men working in tandem as the police chief and that's the what and that's the what's called it, unless one of them is easily manipulated, unless one of them has that, what I like to call that Obama effect. That is totally different thing. But let's continue. So you look at that and you say, okay, you should have, if you have a black police chief and you have a black governor, let's say you do have that, why can't they work together to create power? Because let me tell you one thing, and this is one thing that black folks don't understand. In the political process, those who are voted in don't have the power. Those who vote them in have the power. So your mayor simply has a job. Everything he wants to get done has to go through his board of directors. So the first thing that would have to be done is there would have to be a trickle-down effect. There would have to be a strong black man as the president. There would have to be a strong black man as your chairman of the board of directors. Then there would have to be a strong black man in your mayor position, which is upper management. There would have to be a strong black man over your police force, which is security. There would have to be strong black men in the city council, which are the local politicians, the lobbyists, the local senators. It's not gonna happen. In this society, a black community is impossible. There will never be a black community in America. So when you use that term, black community, if you accept that term, then you are telling other men and other women that they should fight for something that doesn't even exist. You can't establish anything in a community that you don't control. You can't establish anything in a community that is not yours. You can't establish anything where there is no community. Listen, city of Jackson, Mississippi, right now has a black mayor. His name is actually African dude, man. I can't remember his name. Matter of fact, give me a second, man. Let me look him up. I'm about to tell you who he is right now, man. I just saw it. What you call it, man? I was at the airport, man. Let's see here, man. Give me a second here, man. Let me look this dude up. Okay, nah, he ain't even the same cat. The cat who I'm talking about name was Chokwe Mobambo, and Chokwe Lumumba, and now there's a dude named Yarber. I don't know nothing about him, man. But he's black mayor. But he's in a city that has some of the worst roads you ever want to go through, man. Certain parts of that city you can't even ride through. Like literally, man. Let me tell you, somebody riding through that one time, man, with a little chick, man, and she had uh, a Toyota, a Toyota Sequoia, man. The new Toyota Sequoia, man, had big tires on, like big mud tires on it. Man, listen, still, there was a pothole so big, and it was in somebody's neighborhood. Leaving out of the neighborhood, there was a pothole that covered the entire road. It's like somebody had come through with a bulldozer and just dug a big ass chunk of the asphalt off the road, man. And literally, it was a tiptoe through there. Even with those mud tires, man, she was kind of paranoid about being able to make it through there, man. You know what I'm saying? So we're talking. Let's just get into the meat of the matter here. There's no political power. So without political power, you control nothing. You can't control anything without political power. Without political power, you don't have the ability to make, break, or enforce ordinances and statutes which govern a community. You don't have the power to govern. You can't even get the roads fixed. You got to fucking fill out a petition to get a pothole that's tearing people's cars up fixed in your own neighborhood on your own street. Where's your political power when you can't even make, you can't determine how any money is spent, you can't determine how any money is collected, you can't determine how any money is distributed, you don't even know where the money goes. It could be going straight to somebody's pocket. You don't know. You don't even have to be reported to on the income. So how do you have a community when you are in the blind about everything that's going on around you? Only thing you know about is the shit that goes on in your household. Nothing else. You have no idea about anything. But yet you're a community, right? Chris Ridley, what up, Riz? Riz is in the building. Art Vark is in the building. What's good, homie? Kurt Najapi is in the building. What's good, homie? Yeah, homie just said the devil. If there are two, one will be a Republican. They won't give a black man full autonomy. That's another thing. I didn't even address that point. If you do see two, they're not going to be from the same party. They're not going to be on the same side. They're not going to be on the same team. They're not going to be working in concert to get anything done. Let's say Barack Obama had me as his vice president. I'd have been in his ear every day. Say, man, we got this time in here, homie, man. Let me tell you what we got to do, man. We got to do something for the people, man. We got to force that shit. He'd be like, man, but I don't want no trouble. Man, what the hell you mean you don't want no trouble? You already got trouble. You're a black man in the White House. Need be glad nobody tried to knock you off yet. Reagan was a white man that tried to knock him off. So what you got to understand, man, is you got the opportunity to do something right here, man. Now, if you need me to help you, man, I'll help you, man. I call up my goons, man, and, we can get you a real goon squad, not these white boys walking around here in these suits, man. You know what I'm saying? They're willing to take a bullet for you. I'm talking about bringing in some boy that's willing to take somebody out for you. You understand what I'm saying? So, let's sit down, man, chop it up, man. You know what I'm saying? Bring Michelle in here and let's talk to her, man. See him. Or let's talk to your wife. You know what I'm saying? And get some input from her. She seemed pretty tough. So let's do that, man. Let's sit down. There's a lot of things that can go on around here, man. We can change some laws, write some bills in, man. We can force certain states to do certain things, man. We can force everybody to raise the minimum wage, man. If not, man, we just go to war with them. We just go to their town, man. And we send the National Guard out, man, to shut things down, man. If they don't comply and conform, we got to run the thing with an iron fist, Obama. Come on, man. We ain't gonna be in here 8 years, man. Well, the president is only 4. Man, I guarantee we're gonna be in here 8. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna be in here 8. The days of president get 4 years are gone, homie. Now, man, let's sit down. I got a list of things right here, man. Let me tell you. First thing we're gonna do, we're gonna go down to those southern states. All the states that vote against you, all the states that's red every year. We're gonna go in there and we're gonna poll the black folk. We're gonna see what's the most pressing issue that they have. If it's infrastructure, we're gonna put the pressure on them, man, and we're gonna make them fix their streets. Either they fix their streets or all the federal benefits they get gonna be pulled out. Oh, I didn't think about that. Yeah, I know you didn't. That's what you got me for, homie. You just keep going out there grandstanding, doing your little pimp strut out there to the Oval Office, doing your little speeches. I got this shit right here. So we do that. Then we go out on the West Coast. We go out there and talk to the brown and black folks, man. Go out there and sit down and see what the main issues are out there, man. Whatever they are, man. We force the state to go ahead and do it. Yeah. Hey, man, California is a great supporter of ours, but they're going to be even bigger supporter if we go out there and do something for the people. So let's go out there. See what they want. Whatever they need, man, we go out there, we force the state to make it happen. If the state can't make it happen, we force them to shut part of the fucking state down if they want to keep getting government funding, man. We got to work this money, man. We got to work this thing. Well, you know what? Congress ain't going to do. Don't worry about that. I got some boy that going to put the pressure on their ass. Don't worry about that. Them old motherfuckers are going to do whatever we want them to do. Trust me. We're going to work this out. You see, if I would have been his vice president, he would have been running shit the way Trump running shit now. But only difference is he was more politically sound, more politically savvy. You know what I'm saying? People appreciated him more. They appreciated his demeanor more. I would have been his alpha behind the scenes. All he had to do was do what I instructed him to do. And, I would have took the brunt of everything. I'll take everything because I'll still get on there and talk shit to everybody on TV. He ain't got to do it. But once I'm vice president, he stuck with me for his tenure. Once we in there, we in there. Man, that should have been run totally different if I was his vice president. I'm telling you. Put me in there with the president, man, to watch what happens. Even with Trump, put me in there with Trump. The way Trump be wilding out, I let him do all that. And I just be in the background, man, making some cold ass laws, write some cold ass bills, man, get some shit done. And, you can take the glory. I don't care about the glory. I care about results. So you can get the glory all you want to. I don't care about none of that. So I just think, man, Prim Raj Kumar is in the building. I just think, man, you got to, man, listen, Obama appointed his entire cabinet was female. His entire cabinet was female. He damn near didn't have no males in there, man. That tells you something right there. I agree. Hollywood says something right there, man. Blacks should police their own neighborhoods, but you know what, bro? We don't even have the power to do that. Like, we don't have no neighborhoods. Like, we live on borrowed property. If you live in the city, anywhere within city limits, you don't own your land. You do not own your land. Even if you've bought a home, if it's in a subdivision, you don't own your land. That land is owned by the developer. I'm telling you, man, this shit is tricky. I'm telling you, man, the lettering in that housing shit is tricky, man. It's a scam, bro. If you live out in the country somewhere and your people got some land, man, you own that land, that's something totally different. But if you in city limits, you ain't got no neighborhood. Because if you live in a subdivision is called a subdivision for a reason. Like, it is a lot of land that is divided off from the rest of the land. And every unit is like it's almost like a sublease. Like, you have a house, you're buying a house on a piece of land. The land is already there. Even if you get your house built there, you get your house built there. 9 times out of 10, you're not choosing your own developer. You're telling the developer of the land how you want your house built. You don't go in there and just buy a piece of land in there and just let it sit and do what you want to do with it. No, if you get a piece of land in there, you got to be building on it. You ain't got no choice. The only vacant lots in the subdivision belong to the developer. And he's just waiting to sell them shits to somebody. But the person who buy it, guess what they got to do? They got to build on it. So what we're talking about is, a situation where before you can even police yourself, you got to have a police force. We ain't got no police force. We ain't got no weapons. We ain't got no training facilities. We ain't got none of that. If we go out there the way we are now and police our own neighborhood, man, people be getting shot for nothing. I mean, of course, sometimes they do that now with cops, but it'll always be happening. Like, who we gonna pick the police out? Who in our neighborhood ain't got no problem with nobody? You know what I'm saying? Or who in our environment, rather? Who in our environment ain't got no problem with nobody? Who in our environment can we trust to always have a level head and do it like they got some training in that shit? Man, we can't do it. Everybody in our area. Now, I do believe this, that with proper training, we could take people from our area, train them, and let them police the environment they're from. I think all police forces should be made up of people from the environment that they're policing. You should not be able to bring a white man from Park Avenue and have him, fucking policing the Marcy projects. You shouldn't be able to do that. Like, that shouldn't happen. Of course, there's no Marcy projects anymore, but you know what I mean. You shouldn't be able to do that. But that's the way it is, because black folks ain't got no power. Now, not only do we not have political power, we don't have no police force. We can't even secure our own neighborhoods. Listen, that is how a cop can come in and just kill somebody and get away with it. There should be certain times of night, man, they shouldn't even be able to come into our environment. They shouldn't be welcome. And I'm gonna be honest with you, man, that's how it was when I was younger, man. But I mean, it was all hood. It was all because we were so dirty and grimy, man, that we didn't want them in there, piss on our parade, man. So we shot out all the street lights. You come in there, strategic street lights we left open. Just that was all through the projects. There were strategic street lights that we left open. They came in there, they sent a sit out there to replace them. We shoot them out again. And they just got tired of coming out there. So there were strategic street lights in areas that we needed them to be, in areas that were business heavy. And at night, if your ass got shot in the project at 10 o'clock at night, your ass laid out there till daylight the next morning. They weren't coming in there before daylight. The police weren't coming. The ambulance wasn't coming. Nobody was coming. If you got shot, even if you wasn't dead, your ass was going to be dead by in the morning, because you're going to bleed out, because the police wasn't coming in there after dark. That's just how it was. Now, you think about that. That was good for us then, but I'm thinking about that now. You can't police an area like that. You can't police a crime-infested area. Everybody in there would rather be a criminal than a cop. You can't get people in a criminal area to say, okay, I'm going to be a cop and police the area, because they all feel a certain way about the cops. You see what I'm saying? This is so far back. This goes so far back. It's so deeply embedded into the structure of this society that we can't go back and fix all the things that needs to be fixed in order for us to be able to establish community here. The time for establishing community for us is over. The relationship between black men and black women is one of such disarray, of such dysfunction, that there is no possible way that there will ever be a black community again. For one thing, black men have become too beta. Black men have become beta male simp manginas. So a black man will look at a situation and he will believe that it's his best option to go into a scenario with the woman who has children by another man and be with her and try to be those children's father. The Most High does not bless that. That is not a blessed situation. It is a situation that does not deserve any type of enhancement as far as its ability to build and grow and unify in any sort of ideology that will help push the race further. It does not happen that way. We are so far away from where the Most High want us to be that we will never get back there. It is over in this country. There is no black community in the United States, and there never will be. Another thing, we don't have any infrastructure control. No infrastructure control. There are certain traffic lights that don't work. There are certain corners that should be fixed because people keep having the wrecks going around them dying. If they were in a white neighborhood, they would be fixed because white folks have a community. Black folks don't have a community. Black folks live where white folks don't want to live. Black folks got two options. Now, granted, you may be able to go into a city. There are small pockets. I will say this. There are small pockets that closely resemble communities where if you don't know about the political structure and the infrastructure and all that, you don't know. But those places are more closely to being communities. They're more close to being communities than anywhere else. But even they're a long way away. Because if you don't own the land, you see what I'm saying? Not only own the land, who controls the property taxes? You have to control things in order to have a community. If anybody's dictating to you anything that you must do inside of your environment, you don't have a community. A community is a self-sufficient unit, like Black Wall Streets, all of the Oklahoma City Black Wall Street, and all of the other small pockets around the U.S. that had that same phenomenon. All of them were crushed. They were all crushed. You know why they were crushed? Not because they weren't communities, because they did not have enough community involvement all the way up the power ladder. Like if the president is not down with your shit, it is not going to happen. But it's a chance that you can hold on and make it happen if your chairman of directors, if your chairman of the board of directors is along with it. Back then, you tell me what governor you think was going to. You think the governor of Oklahoma City was okay with that? No, it was him who called people in. Let's be realistic here, man. Jay Stacks is in the building. What's good, Jay Stacks? Steph Clinkscale is in the building. Gabrielle Sully is in the building with us. The homies are showing up, showing out. Ken 82 Draw. What up, Ocho Deuce? Between the Lions, what's good, homie? See the homies up in here rolling with us today, man. Ghost and Wild Black is in the building. Yeah, no doubt, man. White people created HOAs, man. Papadre 123 is in the building. The homie Demi MGTOW is in the building. What up, homie? So I look at this, man, and I say, without police force control, without political power, no infrastructure control, man, listen, you can't even, I don't care. Listen, I don't care what. If a telephone pole falls down in the middle of your neighborhood, in the middle of the street, you can't even get to work. Guess what you got to do? You got to wait for somebody to come and get it out of the way. You and the cats from your area can't go out there and mess with it because y'all don't understand the power lines are there. Y'all don't have no control over the infrastructure. So nobody in that neighborhood even knows how this is put together. You might have a couple of guys who work there or something like that, but who in that neighborhood understands what part of this pole we can cut? What part of this pole? What's going on here? How much power? How long are we going to be out of power? To find out how long your power going to be out, your ass got to get on the phone and listen to a recording and tell you. You call and you say, if you're calling about a power outage, please press 2. You press 2, they tell you, if your power is out, we have crews en route to you right now. They are preparing to situate your power. Your power will be restored within the next 36 to 48 hours. That's what they tell everybody. And if it ain't restored, if most people will be restored by then, man, your power might be restored in 10 hours. So you ain't got no power. So for you thinking 48 hours a long time, you're going out buying all kind of shit. You done went out and bought a generator, an extra generator. You got one, but you need another one. You done went out and bought all this, went out and spent an extra $1,000, and 10 hours later, your fucking power on because you ain't got no infrastructure. You ain't even got the right to know what's going on around you, man. You don't have the right to know you. You don't have a listing of all the public defenders. So if you go to court and you got to have a public defender, you don't know who you're going to have. They just assign you somebody. You ain't got the right to pick them because you can't pay them. You ain't got none of that. Don't you understand that we had power, man, that we would have it situated to where none of our people would have to go through? Hey, we would control the judicial system too. So let's get into that. No, we don't have any control. Any control over the ability to force a fair trial via proper legal representation and favorable jury selection. You don't know who the hell gonna be on your jury. How in the hell does a black man get a jury that's all white? How do you get a jury that's all white except one black woman? You're a black man and you got an all white male jury with one black woman. Your ass going to prison. You ain't got a choice. I don't care who your lawyer is. Nigga, you can dig Johnny Cochran up. Your ass going to jail if you got a jury that's all white men with one black woman. You might as well just take a plea, homie. Your ass going to jail. Ain't nothing you can do about it. China White is in the building. What's good, shouted? Mighty Eyes in the building. What's good with you, bro? Mr. Jackson is on deck. What up with you, homie? Ain't nothing you can do about it. See what I'm saying? So how can a black man who has a community be stuck in that scenario? How can you? How can a black dude? Let me tell you something. If we as black men had a community, don't you think that we would have as much power over abortion as women do? Don't you think that we would be able to say, hey, if she had that child, I should be able to say, I ain't going to help her take care of because I told her I don't want it. Should we be able to do that? If she can say, well, I want this child, he going to help me take care of it even if he don't want it. Well, he want this child, but I don't want it. I'm going to get rid of it. You mean tell me as black men, we would settle for that? We would settle for that. No, we wouldn't settle for that, but we settle for it because we ain't got no community. We ain't got no power. We ain't even got no power, man, over our children. We can't even determine if they kept, if they ain't kept. We can't determine the woman move somewhere, if the woman stay where she at. We ain't got no power. And if the men don't have no power, you can damn sure bet the women ain't got none. Don Bossolini is in the building. What's good, bro? And that's the reality of the scenario. Ain't no possible way you could think that the women got power. We ain't got none. That's when I hear black men say women are in control of everything. Women ain't in control of shit. What do they control? There's a president of the White House, man, that said, man, he'll just grab him in the pussy. And women can't even get him out of there. Where they control that? There ain't got no control, man. The control is in the political structure. Whoever controls the military, whoever controls the bank controls the world. Niggas don't control none of that. We ain't got a dog in that race, man. CMB, we all we got. We ain't got shit else. We got each other. And as long as they can keep us at odds with one another, we ain't got nothing. Ain't no possible way. The reason I say we need to leave this country, man, the reason why we got to leave is because we ain't got no unity. Our black women ain't going to help us. We ain't going to help them. That's the only way we can get out of this. They have insight into areas, and they're trusted in areas that you and me are not. There's insight that they can give us that we can't get because the white man don't trust us to get in that deep. He don't trust us like that. She could get all the way in deep. You see Obama didn't appoint a whole bunch of niggas to his cabinet. Why? He feels more comfortable around black women. Feels great to him. He likes it. Most men do. Most white men, especially, they can trust the black woman. They believe she can be easily manipulated. So if we had her on our team, we could play on those manipulations. You know, I did the video, man. I was just talking about today. Look at my recent upload, man. Well, what can she offer? What can she offer an alpha male? Look that up, man. I talked about that on this particular upload, man. I said then, if you are in a woman's head, her connections become your connections. So if she's connected all the way inside the White House, playing her role, but I'm in her head, guess what? I'm inside the White House without even being in there. I got her planting all type of cameras and shit in there. I see everything that's going on in the White House. Every building, every government building she can get access to, then I'm looking in it. That's the type of power that you have to have in order to have a community. There is no power like that. We ain't never had power like that, man, ever since we've been in this country. How the hell you go from being oppressed, being a slave, to having that type of power? Not since slavery. Now, there were times before that, before slavery, that we ain't gonna get into on this particular upload, because that's the type of shit I have to make another channel for. Like, I have to make a channel dedicated to education for that, where this wouldn't even be the format that I presented on. I'd have to dedicate a channel to education on Black history, and I may do that, man. I may do that. It ain't gonna be right now, man. I already got enough irons in the fire right now, but that's something I may look at doing in the near future, man. Just doing a Black history channel. You know what I'm saying? Like true Black history. So I might call it a history of Blackness in America or something like that, man. It'll be a fly title. That wasn't fly, but it'll be a fly title. So you think about this. Now, we don't have no police force, can't control the police force, so no security force, don't have no political power. We ain't even talking about the military, we talking about the police force. Hell, that's the local military. We ain't got no power over that. We don't have no political power. We don't have no infrastructure control. We can't control we have no judicial control. We can't even determine, who in the hell gonna get a fair trial now. We can't even get a fair trial for ourselves. Another thing is, we don't have no ability to make, break, or enforce ordinances and statutes which govern the community. So we can't tell nobody what to do, can't tell nobody what not to do. We can't do none of that. Everybody can do what they want to do. And if you try to handle it with your own hands, your ass going to jail. So we ain't got none of that. Another thing we ain't got, the number one thing that you got to have in any society in order to run it, is money. We ain't got no banks. Go in your community and show me the Black-owned, Black-operated bank. Just point it out. And if you point it out to me, I guarantee you, every white bank in the area, even the smallest white bank, even the farmer's bank, got more money than that little Black bank you talking about right there. Because Black folk don't trust one another. We don't trust the bank, and the bank don't trust us. Some of my lawnmower outside, man. Y'all just got to bear with me on that. Might be a little noisy, but y'all bear with me. OB is in the building. What's good, homie? Ace Fun's in the building. Ace Fun say the women got a little more power than we do. Not at all, bro. The women are manipulated. You can't have power when you don't even understand that you're being manipulated by your enemy. Like when you go along with your enemy, then you not empowered. You can't be empowered if you go along with your enemy. If you're helping the enemy, that's not power. Power, we're talking about power in opposition to the enemy, man. We're not talking about, power. Yeah, there is some power in unity with the enemy, but only against the enemy of the enemy. You know what I'm saying? So her power, any power she get from the enemy, is just against us. She don't have no power against nobody else. Like, she don't have no power against Asian men. She don't have no power against Hispanic men. She have power against us. That's it. The Black woman has no power against anybody else in the world except us, man. That's it. And it's all part of a ploy. The same way we have no power in the world against anybody but her. We don't have no power against nobody else. What can a Black man do to anybody except a Black woman? What can a Black woman do to anybody except a Black man? We have been put in an environment where we're close together, but we're enemies. So we're always at each other's neck. We can't have a moment of rest because we don't trust one another. So we're always at each other's throat, always looking over our shoulder at one another, trying to see what we got in store for one another. They call us misogynistic. We call them harlots. They call us, aggressive and emotionally detached. We call them too lovable. They love everybody. Like, there are too many issues between Black men and Black women to ever believe that there's going to be enough togetherness in order to even think about a plan. We can't even formulate a plan to establish a community. Like, think about how far we are from a community when we can't even sit down and formulate a plan. We can't even sit down and have a peaceful conversation about why there is no Black community. There ain't no Black community, man. There's only a Black environment. And all of us live in Black environments. You got two choices as a Black man in this country. You can live in a Black environment, or you're going to live in a white environment. No. I rephrase that. You can live in a Black environment, or you're going to live in a white community. Those are your two options. If everybody around you is Black, it is an environment. If everybody around you is white, it is a community. And that's just the way it is. Lamar Hudnall is in the building. Larry Williams is on deck. So, perfect example. Look at this. China White said the bank wouldn't give her husband a loan, and he's the one with the trucking company, but they gave her the loan. See, you see what I'm saying? It was only to shun him. She said he was mad as fuck. Why? Because they pitted his wife against him. They made him feel inadequate by making her by representing her as adequate. Okay, we'll do this for her, but we won't do it for you. When subconsciously, what it does is it creates such an aura of animosity. But the bottom line is his animosity is not even toward his wife. His animosity is toward the system, but she's the one that's around him every day in their environment. You see what I'm saying? Environment can be controlled. Community is control. You never heard of, well, tell me what's your definition of community control? Now tell me what's your definition of environmental control? How many times have you heard environmental control? How many times have you heard community control? See what I'm saying? What we're talking about now is something that is beyond the scope of the average pro-Black mind, because the pro-Black mind wants to live in a fantasy world. That is a fantasy world, a world where we can empower ourselves, a world where we control the education system. Wait a minute. I ain't even talked about the education system yet. Let's talk about the education system. We'll get back to the banks in a minute. When you can't control, not only can you not control what your children are taught, you cannot control when they are taught it, how long they are taught it, and who teaches it to them. You have no control when you have to send your child out of the house for 6-7 hours a day to be exposed to what the hell ever a system says they have to be exposed to, at least until they're 16. You have no control over it. This is an impressionable child with a very small memory. This child cannot remember everything they've been told. I guarantee throughout the day they've been told some bullshit that you wouldn't want them to know. You wouldn't want them to think. You wouldn't want them to learn. You feel like it's a waste of time. But you must do this. Only the wealthiest of us can guarantee that we don't have to do that. So even if you send your child to a private school, it is still a school. All you are doing is excommunicating them from a disruptive environment. And now you're putting them into a much calmer environment where they can soak up more of that bullshit. You see, we live in an environment, man, where we want to have control so bad. We want to have control so bad that we'll accept anything. We'll accept anything that even resembles remote control. So since we can't control how white folks interact with us, how the system treats us, we control how we interact with one another, how we treat one another. So since I can't, there's no way I can get away from white folks. I got to put myself in, I got to look at my brothers and get away from them. I got to look at them and say, hey, man, I got to get out of this environment, man. We would rather be a part of a white community than a Black environment. And rightfully so. And this is what you run the risk of. This is why Master P, Brother C Murder, been fighting all these years to get out of prison. This is why BG, Cash Money rapper BG, Bling Bling Cat, is locked up right now doing 14 years. Because when you become successful, you have two options. You can move into a white community where they hate you if you're hood. Matter of fact, they hate you if you're not hood, but they will allow you to be there if you go along to get along and keep the damn peace, nigga. Don't come in here with no noise. Don't come in here with no fuss. We don't want that in here. But if you hood, all the way hood, you can't go there. So you got two options. You could go there and be ridiculed, have crosses and shit burnt in your front yard. I remember this cat. I can't remember his name, man. Now, I think it was Reggie Lewis. Might have been the cat. I think his name. It was Reggie Lewis or Reggie Theus. One of them cats, man. Played for the Boston Celtics, man. Moved it. Was it Reggie Lewis? I think it was Reggie Lewis. Played for the Boston Celtics, man. Moved into a white neighborhood. Guess what happened? They burnt a cross in that nigga front yard. And this wasn't in the 70s. This might have been in the 90s. It was a while back. But I remember it, man. I remember it clear as day. They burned a cross in that fool yard. It might have been in 2000, man. I don't know. Might have been in the 2000s. But they burned a cross in this yard, man. Here he is, a star of the team. They brought him in, paid him a big contract. Them white folks say, nigga, well, you can run up and down in that court like a monkey all you want to, but you ain't finna move in our neighborhood. We don't want you in our community. And see, black folks are so blind. Black folks are so blind to the fact that they're not appreciated because they keep focusing on the fact that we're enemies of one another. All black folks' biggest enemy is other black folks. If something happened to you in your life, it's going to be somebody black. If somebody hate on you, it's going to be somebody black. If somebody try to hold you back, it's going to be somebody black. If somebody rob you, it's going to be somebody black. If somebody shoot you or stab you or cut you, it's going to be somebody black. If somebody do something to your children, it's going to be somebody black. If somebody do something to your wife, it's going to be somebody black. If somebody do something to your brother, your mother, your daddy, it's going to be somebody black. We are our own biggest enemies. It didn't have the audacity to sit around and listen to some niggas who talking about we got a black community. Where's that? Telling me about no black community. If the banks won't give you no money, you can't build no infrastructure. You can't get no land, not enough land to do nothing with. None of us got enough money to buy no real land. Black folks can't get no subdivision. We ain't got no money. We ain't even got no assets to flip and turn into money. We ain't got nothing. We started from ground zero. And then going to the bank won't give you no money to get nothing done with. So there is no community for us here, man. I don't understand. I don't want to live in no area, man. Just be perfectly honest with you. I don't want to build communities, man, in a place that my people have the type of history they have in. You know what I'm saying? This ain't the place. I don't want it. I don't want to do it. Because what's going to happen if they get through milking this land for its resources, like they're doing right now? The ocean's all fucked up, air quality all fucked up, the land all stripped of its nutrients and shit. Once they get through doing this, they're just going to move to another land. That's what they do. I think these motherfuckers are aliens, to be honest with you. Like whenever they show you an alien movie, the plot of the alien is always to come to Earth and drain it of its resources, just like it did all the other countries, all the other planets it's gone to. I think the motherfuckers are aliens, man. I think they just go around to different countries, man, different planets, and just drain all the resources. I think the problem they ran into with Africa, man, that Africa is a blessed land, so they can never drain all the resources from it, man, because the Most High keeps replenishing the land with the resources. They can never strip all of the diamonds and gold out of Africa. They can never strip all of the natural resources out of Africa because it keeps replenishing itself. It is the land that flows with milk and honey. And see, milk and honey to you, it's like when you hear that, if you don't have your third eye, you think about fucking milk for your cereal, nigga, and honey in a beehive. What color is honey? All right, that's the goal. What color is milk? Milk represents the water. Don't you believe that shit? Milk represents the diamonds. I should have waited to see who was going to say something in there and be like, yeah, BoA, it represents the water. I'd be like, nigga, how does shit represent the water? But everybody says milk is the diamonds. Diamonds shine white. You know what I'm saying? We call them white diamonds. They're called white diamonds. You could get other colored diamonds, but people prefer white diamonds. So when you think about it, there's the land. That's the land that flows with milk and honey. They still extracting diamonds and gold from that motherfucker now. Even all these centuries later, it's never, listen, the land that flows with milk and honey. That means that flows mean that shit is constantly pouring out. Don't matter how much of you get, it's going to be more of it in there. You got to dig to the core of earth to get all the damn diamonds out of Africa, man. So why are we attempting to stay here in a land that we've been excommunicated to, that we've been exiled to because of our disobedience to the Most High? Let's obey the Most High and go back home. Hell are we waiting on? So I'm telling you, man, I think we're dealing with it. So fucking aliens, man. They just here trying to drain the resources, man. They drain the people, drain the resources. Look how fast people dying. They kill the people off, and then they drain the resources of the land, man. Then they dip to another country. That's why they always out of space. You think they ain't out of space? I'm telling you, they're out of space, man. They flying out that motherfucker looking for another country, man. I mean, looking for another planet. Think about this. You look back 100 years, they wouldn't even think about going out of space. This fucking land was plentiful. Now, as the land starts to deplete, as they start to deplete the resources and the people, now they're going off. They're going off into another land. They're out in space looking for another planet, man, because they better drain out dry. The only place they can't drain dry in this country is Africa, man. We better go home. Look at all these other countries. Look at all the shit that's going on around the world. You can say, well, things going on in Africa, but why is Russia trying to support Africa? Russia like shit, man. I don't know, man. We might just stay here and try to get along with these motherfuckers, man. There's a force more powerful than only place we ever been. We couldn't drain all the resources from is Africa, man. Rush over there, like, man, hell, what y'all say, man? We gonna hang out. I'm telling you, man. It's crazy out here, man. Crazy out here. The milk and the honey is a thing that they want to give away, but we'll keep it. We'll go to our motherland, take it, keep it. It is ours. Yeah, but hey, that's real talk, man. Diamond, you know what? But the reason diamonds are virtually worthless, but see, diamonds weren't meant to be fucking extracted the way they are. They weren't meant to be extracted and sold as fucking as jewelry. You know what I'm saying? Like it was ours. Here in America, you're right, bro. They expensive as hell over here. But they were just something that were meant for us to decorate our natural jewelry with. Like all Africans should be, man, all of us will be wearing diamonds, man, in our day. If we had obeyed the Most High, we'd all be wearing, man, we had diamonds everywhere. Think about this. Even back then, motherfuckers had on earrings. When Aaron built the calf, when Moses was in the mountain, they all break off their fucking earrings, man, and they made a golden calf. They had gold earrings on. If he could melt down the gold and make a golden calf, them niggas had gold earrings on already, man. So all I'm saying is this, man. We got to understand, man, that we got to figure out the truth about what we need to be doing, about what our possibilities are. Because I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you. For us to believe that we're going to be able to be in an environment is, oh yeah, I moved it back, man. I moved the afternoon stream back. Now this I replaced it with this one, man. Like I ain't have the afternoon stream was it was this one. I moved it back, man, to 9. Lance Tilton is in the building. Magic Matrix is in the building. Universal reality. They make you think the black woman has control, but subconsciously they're using her to destroy the black men, as like Eve did with Adam. Nothing new under the sun. No doubt, bro. Nothing new under the sun. That's all it is. She's an agent. She's an agent being used. Massa Musa. There you go, bro. Yeah, I've seen a couple of videos from Akon talking about Africa, man. I did. I've seen a couple of videos from him, man, and he really over there moving and grooving, man, making things happen over there. But he's got his head on right. I say, what the hell are the rest of us doing? Let me tell you something, man. There's another documentary about South Africa. It's an older one, man. There have been black folks going back over there to Africa, man, getting money, man, building that shit up for a long time. There's a cat over there went over there, man, and created a fucking internet for him over there, man. Another cat went over there. He's the cat that had the most success over there. Man, that fool went over there, man. He worth $30 million over there now, man. I'm telling you, man, the opportunities to build are there. And if you build it, you deserve to get paid from it. That's what the world is built on. Niggas over here trying to build a community over here in an area, man, that don't even fucking want us here. We were only wanted here when we were free, cheap labor. Motherfuckers ain't wanted us here, man, since then. Listen, man, we're not wanted in a land that serves us no purpose. How many negatives do we need to see about us being here to say, okay, let's bounce? And the crazy thing is, man, we have the strength in numbers to make a move without being able to be stopped. We can make a move if we want to, but we won't. And I tell you why we won't. There's only one reason that we won't. We don't care enough to take care of ourselves and our people for the future. We don't, man. And if we did, we do that, but we simply don't. We want to be given something. We want someone to feel sorry for us. We want people to give us fucking reparations. And how long are niggas gonna fight for reparations that ain't gonna come? Nigga, you ain't getting no 40 acres and a mule. You ain't getting 4 acres and a dog. You know what I'm saying, nigga? You'll be happy. You better be happy, man, if you get a pair of shoes and a t-shirt. You ain't getting nothing from this country, man. China White, I appreciate the super chat. Shout out to say much support. I appreciate it. This is just thing we have to understand, man. The way it is the way it's gonna be. It ain't gonna be no changing. Nothing's gonna change, man. All the wealth and resources over there in Africa, man, and we sitting over here, man, struggling over here, fighting each other over the crumbs off somebody else's table. We got our own table, a big table, huge dining table, all of us to sit at the same time. A feast is laid out for us. They want to stay over here. And see, Rodney David, you got a point, man. Like me, and you put me in Hollywood, man. I'm gonna do a true revision of Exodus. I'm gonna do the story of Mansa Musa. I'm gonna do the story of I'm gonna do the true story of the last king of Scotland, the ruler in Uganda. I'm gonna do a true story on him. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna put some of the great things he did for that country in there instead of just painting him to be this fucking monster. I'm gonna do a lot of things, man. I would turn Hollywood on its ear. Telling you what I do. I go out there, man, because the thing is, at every turn, I'll be like, okay, I may die for this. I may die if I get in my car and drive down the street. So ain't nothing about death. Death is never gonna make me afraid to do something because I could die sitting down. You could literally just have a heart attack. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't, but you could. Anything could happen. You know what I'm saying? A plane could crash into your house right now. This shit been happening a lot lately. Planes just been crashing into people's houses. I'm telling you what I know, man. I will not let the fear of death keep me from doing shit. And that's, man, listen. If even if we understood, man, most of us don't even understand anything about the tax code. Like, now don't get me wrong, they make revisions to it often. Often they make revisions to it, but most of the time the revisions are made in the corporate sector of taxes. You understand? They're made in the corporate sector, like for investors and business owners and all of that. I mean, for corporations and investors. That's what those are made for, man. Owners of stocks and companies. What I am saying, man, is there's a lot of things we're dealing with in this country, man, that we don't have to deal with. We just get the fuck on. You know what I'm saying? The best thing for us to do would be to just bounce. But let's get back into this thing, man. So we've already established that we have no control over the police force. We have no political power. We have no infrastructure control. We don't control no banks, which means we ain't got no money. We don't have the ability to make, break, or enforce laws, ordinances, and statutes which govern a community, and not even the ability to force a fair trial via proper legal representation and favorable jury selection. How much more do I need to go down on this list before we all agree that there is no black community that the pro-black joke be talking about? Let's fight to rebuild. It ain't never been a black community to build. How you gonna rebuild something that's never been there? Nigga, you gotta tear it up first. You're just gonna go in the thin air and say, you know what? Let's rebuild that thing that we thought was here in our mind that was never here, and we'll just make it appear. No, come on, dude. What are you, some kind of magician? You supposed to be, man, David Blaine or somebody, man. Amar Bennett, I appreciate the super chat, man. Appreciate it, homie. So let's talk about this. Another thing. We're around here being poisoned. There's all type of chemicals being put in the food. There's all type of chemicals being put in the water. There's all type of chemicals being put in every single thing we ingest. There's all type of chemicals being put in the medications. There's all type of chemicals being put in synthetic marijuana that has no seeds. Seedless grapes. How the hell do you grow a seedless grape without a seed to plant the motherfucker again? How do you grow a seedless orange without seeds to plant the motherfucker again? You know what I'm saying? How do seedless oranges grow? How did you grow the first seedless oranges? Did you have a tree that was growing oranges and suddenly one year the motherfuckers was seedless? Is that what you're telling me? So what happened when those trees come down? How do you make seedless oranges? How do you grow seedless watermelons? How do you grow a watermelon that has no seeds when you can't plant seeds again? Tell me how you do these things. See what I'm saying? We don't have any control over agriculture. I can't tell anyone what they can put in it. I can't, man. I think I've covered this before. You can have up to a drop of four, which is 5 milliliters in every 8-ounce cup of milk. I'm thinking it's 8 ounces. In every 8 ounces of milk, you can have a 5 millimeter, is it milliliter? 5 milliliter dropper full of pus, like from an infected cow teat. They keep those machines on these cow teats for so long that they get infected and they don't have the wherewithal. It takes too much time and resources and manpower to strain all of that milk, to simply pour that shit through a strainer that's going to get all that pus out. So they leave the pus in the milk. So if you're drinking cow's milk, your ass infected cow teat pus as well, because this is allowed. In every can, in every, I think, 8-ounce can of canned black olives, there are, I think, 5 maggots allowed to be in there. In every, I think, 16-ounce jar of peanut butter, not 16-ounce, but I think it's 48-ounce. Is it 48? Yeah, I think it's in every 48-ounce jar of peanut butter, there's allowed to be X amount of rodent hairs, X amount of insect fragments, and X amount of some other pest. Some other pest. I know it's insect fragments, rodent hairs, and one other thing that's allowed to be in peanut butter. The FDA allows this. They say, okay, anything more than 5 rodent hairs, we can't allow it. Anything more than 7 insect fragments, we can't allow it. So sometime when your ass eat a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, you hit that crunchy shit, it's a bug shell. Sometime you eat a peanut butter sandwich and you feel like it's a fucking piece of lint, it's a fucking rat hair. You understand? This is what you have to understand, man. We don't have any control over these things. None. We don't have control over them. And so we can't dictate anything. Anytime you can't dictate the quality of the food you eat, man, your ass ain't got no community. You can't control nothing. It's all the companies, bro. These are FDA regulations I'm talking about. I'm not talking about the companies. I'm talking about all of these companies. These are the FDA regulations that govern them. All of these companies can have up to 5 rodent hairs in peanut butter. All of these companies can have up to a 5 millimeter dropper of pus in their milk. All of them can, because this is FDA regulations. If you have 5 millimeters or less, your milk is going to market. You know what I'm saying? If you have 5 rodent hairs or less, this is the thing. With that many rodent hairs, they don't even check that shit. They feel like everybody can. They listen what I'm telling you. Let me tell you what they did. They just studied and see how many rodent hairs end up in fucking peanut butter. On average, they saw how many rodent hairs end up in peanut butter. There's probably 3. On average, there's probably 3, but sometimes 4 or 5. So they capped that shit at 5. Anything, if 5 rodent hairs or less, you can't have more than 5 rodent hairs in your peanut butter. So, okay. They said most peanut butter has got that. They ain't going through checking all this shit. You know how long that'll take, man? You know how much manpower and energy that'll take? They got one inspector doing a fucking whole fucking warehouse, man. A whole company going in there like a whole manufacturing plant. They go in there, man. If they got 3 levels, they got one inspector on each level. So they got 3 inspectors doing this whole processing facility. They ain't got time to be searching through all this shit. They just know how many rodent hairs end up in peanut butter. And so they set that regulation. So if you do find a rodent hair in your peanut butter and you sue, the regulation is there that they can only have, but nobody's going to sue if they find a rodent hair in that peanut butter, because most people spread that shit on some bread, mix it with something else, or put it in a blender and a shake. So you mix it in there in the blender and the shake, so you never taste the rodent hair. You put it in the blender, you got 5 rodent hairs out of the course of your peanut butter that you've been eating rat hairs. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy out here, but we can't control any of that, bro. We can't control it, man. It's crazy out here, man. So, and we ain't gonna even get into fast food, man. Listen, that's a 3-part series in itself when you talk about fast food, man. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy out here, man. And this stuff is readily available. Most people just don't search for it because most people are used to putting any fucking thing they want to in their body. That's why most Americans are obese. Listen, I think 80%, I think the last study showed that it's either 78 or 80% of Black women in America are obese. 78%. 78%. That's a hell of a number. Damn near 100. And I ain't gonna lie, Black men ain't far behind. You know what I'm saying? We ain't far behind, but we ain't in the 70s. You know what I'm saying? We ain't in the 70s. But this is what I'm telling you. We don't care about what the FDA says. All we care about is we just feel like this. If your shit made it to market, it's good enough for us. It's good enough for us. And I'm telling you, I've seen rodent hairs in the bottom of a bag of fucking cereal before. Been many years, man, but I've seen rat hairs in the bottom of a bag of cereal. You know how you get down there, you got that crumbs and shit floating in there. I've seen them in there, and it was some type of supposedly healthy granola type of fucking cereal, man. Got to the bottom of it, man. You could look at it and tell they were rat hair. Rodent hairs, they look like hair, but they coarse as shit. You can't even hardly bend them. They real coarse. And dude, it was a pile of them in there, man. Probably about 3 or 4 of them down in there, bro. I'm telling you, man, this shit happens. You got to understand this. Let me tell you this. Ask yourself this. If you got to plant a facility, I don't care how airtight it is, you cannot keep pest. The only way you can keep pest out of a facility is if it's so airtight that the people got to wear oxygen tanks in there because you ain't even letting no oxygen in that motherfucker. That's the only way to keep pests out. You can't keep rats out. You can't keep roaches out. Something's going to get in there. You can't keep ants out. They're going to get in there. If there's any way to get in, if sunlight can get in, a damn bug can get in. And rats, all they got to do is find something soft enough to chew through, man. That motherfucker can chew through brick, wood. They can chew through boy, you'll be surprised what a rat can chew through. Goddamn teeth made of metal, boy. They can chew through anything. If you punch a rat in the mouth, you liable to break your hand before you break a rat teeth. And that's real talk. But we don't understand these things. How you going to have a facility that every time it's open, all it does is process sweet, sugary shit? The shit we're addicted to. Don't you think rats get addicted to it too? Doritos. Let's go to the Frito-Lay plant while they're in there processing nothing but Doritos. All that cheesy flavor in there, man. Rats love cheese. Then that sin is real funky. Rats love funk. And then you go in there, man, you got cheese and funk in one spot, and that's all you do all day. Rats are in there having a field day, man. If you ever seen a movie, I know most of you have. If you ever seen a movie with Martin Lawrence and Will Smith, Bad Boys, the first one. Now with the second one. It was the second one Gabrielle Union was on there. Man, she was looking right on there too. But when you go in there, and when they came out as exterminators, acting like they was exterminators, and dude was walking through his house, he had all that money down there, and rats was all over the money. You know what I'm saying? If rats all over money like that, what in the hell you think they doing in the fucking Dorito facility? Man, they having a field day in there. You can't get rid of the rats in the Dorito facility, man. Ain't enough rat traps, man. So let me tell you something, man. There's this restaurant called Wendy's. I know you heard of Wendy's, especially you in the South. I don't know about up north, but they put silica in their chili. Silica is fucking crushed glass, man. They put that shit in their chili. And they've been selling that shit to people, man. Bro, let me tell you something. If you eat fast food, man, you're a fucking idiot. And that's real talk. Not only are you an idiot, you're an idiot that's addicted to some type of chemical. You know what I'm saying? If you eat pork, man, you're a fucking idiot. You know what I'm saying? Like, your body is so full of parasites, man, if you eat pork, man, that shit ain't even funny, man. You know what I'm saying? If you eat anything from the sea that don't have fins and scales, I mean crab, lobster, shrimp, oysters, catfish, snake, turtle, fucking sea urchin, starfish, goddamn anything from the sea that don't have fins and scales. If you eat anything from the sea that don't have fins and scales, any animal that don't have fins and scales, you're a fucking idiot. Your body is defiled. And just chalk it up to the game and understand that that's some shit that's going to happen. You probably woke up this morning with a hell of a headache and trying to blame it on something else. Nah, it's that bullshit you ate yesterday. You probably woke up this morning, man, felt like you stubbed your damn toe. You can't remember hitting your toe on there. You ain't hit it on there. Your body just going crazy trying to send out some type of pain and so to make your dumb ass stop doing what you're doing. But you ain't going to do it because you've been hoodwinked and bamboozled into believing that you're in a system that you can trust. That's why pro-blacks believe that they can build a community, because they think they're in a system they can trust. They think they understand the system well enough to be able to manipulate it and build a community in a system that's been set up to keep your ass from having a community. Why would you as a black man want to go that hard against this system when you can take this same energy and effort somewhere else and build what the hell you want to build and have the people embrace you building that. Take your ass to an African culture and try to build that. Man, they'll love you forever. Bring some of this American intuition to Africa. Bring some of this ability and know-how to the motherland. Let's go over there and go to Sierra Leone and build up the area so the fucking rebels won't have to take the money and guns from these fools that's got the people digging the mines over there. You over here trying to build something in the environment, man, that's constantly taken from your ass. Crazy ass motherfuckers. Niggas is crazy, man. Ontario, Canada, what's up, homie? Yeah, you know what? That's a good video right there, man. I might do it on the Sunday sermon, man. One of these Sunday sermons. What to eat to maintain health in America, man. It's a good topic. So Universal said they want to keep you obese. So if all hell breaks loose, you can't defend yourself or family if that's the case. You can't, man. Let me tell you something. I've seen this happen, man. This is a funny vid, man. If I can find it, man, then I'll upload it for y'all. I'll just play it. I'll just put it up. I'll get some commentary over it, man, and I'll show you where, man, with this dude, like he probably about in his late 40s, man, or whatever, man, fat as shit, and turned into a roly-poly. But mentally, he thought he was still there. So he was talking to this little young dude, might have been his little nephew or something. They were related because all the people in the house was family. Nobody jumped in. They just, once the young dude got him down, they tried to stop him, whatever, man. Man, he was talking to the young dude, boy, you know nothing about me, boy. I'll tear your ass up in here, boy. You're a little boy to me. And little dude said, what you gonna do then? I mean, you keep talking. I ain't saying that to you. Keep talking to me. I said what I want to you, boy. You don't know nothing about me, old boy. What you know about old stuff, boy? Come on, that boy. I put something upside your head, that boy. Man, he swung one time, man. That dude did a pirouette, man, spent around, man, and hit the floor. Like, he thought he could still throw a haymaker and keep his balance. When you're obese like that, you're barely balanced. Somebody can come by, man, and blow your ass, like, blowing you like that, man, you be wobbling. He thought he was still balanced. He thought he was still the man he was, because in your mind, you never know how fat you've gotten until you see how fat you've gotten. That's why people who gain weight don't like to get on the scale, because they don't want to know the truth about how far they've let themselves go. Let me tell you something, man. Obesity is the greatest detriment to your life. If you're obese, you're in the worst quality of health you could be in this society. Obese is only the next step from death. Well, now I say there's a step between obesity and death, and it's called sickness. Obesity is right outside the door, knocking on sickness, saying, sickness, hurry up, let me in. And sickness is saying, no, I don't want to let you in right now. I think you still got time. You could change it. You could do better. I don't want to let you in right now. Go ahead and fix yourself. Do right now. But no, you out there saying, obesity saying, no, this is how I want to live. I want to be this way. I like eating cookies and pies and cake. I don't want to exercise. Too hard to go to the gym next time. Come on, sickness. Let me in. You let my daddy in. You let my mama in. You let my grandmama in. You let my granddaddy in. You let my sister in. How you going to discriminate against me, sickness? We all got the same blood. We all from the same background. I feel like you leaving me out, sickness. Sickness say, I'm trying to let you be the one. I got them, and I was sad to get them. I don't want to get them. I want to leave them outside. You go ahead and stay out there. Work that stuff out. And then obesity say, we already got the mind. We got the mind. We got the body. They ain't gonna work it off. We just gonna sit out here. We gonna eat cakes and pies until we can't eat no more. It's on you, sickness. If you want us to stop eating cakes and pies, you gonna have to let us in. And then finally, sickness say, you know what? Bring your big ass on in here. And there you go, sick as shit. Once sickness sets in, you're not gonna recover. If you're so obese that you had to get something cut off, you're not gonna recover. If you couldn't work that shit off with 2 legs, how the hell you think you're going to work it off with 1? You see, once you get to that point where diabetes sets in to where you got to get something cut off, diet ain't going to do it anymore. The most important thing for you at that point is exercise. You got to get exercise, keep that blood flowing. You got to start moving now. But you can't. The hypertension has got you. The diabetes has got you. Your heart's starting to hurt now. Because now you're stressing about your health. You throw stress on top of obesity, on top of sickness, your ass ain't get ready to die. See what I'm saying? So the only step between obesity and death is sickness. There's nothing else. And that's the reality of it. And so that's why I train people. I'm a trainer, man, because I want to teach people about their health. I don't want to keep you on board with me for years by not telling you the secrets of how you should live your life. I want you to live your life in the way you should live it in order to maintain proper health. If you're a 50, 60-year-old man, I want you to still get attention from 25, 30-year-old women. I want you to feel the joy of how it feels to have a 25, 30-year-old woman, man, still interested in you like that. I want you to see how it feels to have women that are 15, 20 years your junior, man, treating you like you the man. I want you to feel that. If you're a woman, I want you to feel how it feels when somebody tell you, "What? I can't believe you're 50 years old. You put most of these young girls to shame." I want you to feel that. There's nothing more rewarding than feeling like you preserve the gift of having a housing for your spirit life that God has given you. When you have a housing for your spirit life, you know how many spirit entities are out here just roaming the fuck around in the other dimension without a body to house them? You just gonna not take care of yours and give it up? You're gonna act like you don't value your ability to exist in this dimension. This dimension is the rewarding dimension. This is the all life is an opportunity, man, for your spirit self to enjoy living. This body gives you the ability to be in an environment where you feel joy, where you feel excitement, where you feel pleasure, where you feel pain, but you feel. And you look at all these people around here just letting that shit go to waste. And you think about it. Think how many gyms there are around. Think about how many gyms there are around, man. There is no excuse. Everybody, when you go to work, your ass pass at least one gym on the way home. Probably got a gym at your job. You have to understand that everything we do either leads to life or death. And the fact that we have no agricultural control enhances our propensity to do things that lead to death. And that is the reality of this situation, man. I ain't making this up, man. You know, I couldn't make this shit up if I tried, man. I can't make this up. We eat things called sodium citrate, sodium nitrate. What the hell are those things? I'm not gonna eat that called polyphosphorate. What the hell is that? Polysorbate. I don't know what that is. Most people don't even understand the partially hydrogenated oil. They don't know what the hydrogenation process is. They just eat it. Man, you listen, you know how many people don't read ingredients? Like, I mean, I'm gonna tell you like this. And if you get offended in the chat, man, then just chalk that shit up, suck it up, and start doing this. If you go in the grocery store, man, if you go in the middle aisles and buy anything in a fucking box, and you don't read the labels, you're committing suicide. You don't give a fuck about your life if you're not reading labels. Everything you think you want to buy out of the middle aisles of the store where shit is packaged, everything that's in plastic or cardboard. I say if you want to know, if something is bad for you, that shit is in plastic or cardboard. Like it's housed in plastic or cardboard. You can't even see the fucking product. Like you can't get access to the product. You know what I'm saying? If you got to rip open the package, if the package is glued together with any kind of adhesive, you're committing suicide. What I want you to do is look at the content of that shit. You see, they say salt is bad for you. Sodium is bad for you. I know a 109-year-old man that eats soup every goddamn day of his life. And soup, there's nothing that has more sodium. No packaged product has more sodium than soup. Maybe soy salt, maybe our soy sauce. But other than that, nothing has more content, more sodium content per volume than soup. You can find some soup, man, that has 800, 900, 1,000 milligrams of sodium per serving with 2 servings in the can. There's soup that has 25 to 300,000 milligrams of sodium per can. So how is a man who is 109 years old, still driving himself around, still taking care of himself, able to eat soup every day? Because salt is not the culprit until you add sugar. You see, sugar is the most toxic thing that we put into our body as humans is sugar. regular old sugar. And that shit is in everything, man. So without having agriculture control, we don't know this. We just eat whatever's in front of us, man. We don't try to, we don't try to resist inflammation. When mucus. When you take a shit, look at, man. Listen, what this is real talk. This ain't even to sound. This ain't even to sound foul and then like that, man. Every time you take a shit, you should look in the toilet at your shit, man. You got to see the consistency of it. You got to make sure it looks normal. You got to make sure the shit got some girth to it. You got to make sure it's solid. You got to make sure that it don't have shit swimming around in it. Don't have worms and shit hanging out of it. You got to think about all this. This is how you determine your health. Your colon is going to tell you what your health is. So whatever comes out of your colon, you need to be looking in the toilet, seeing what the hell it is. And if you see anything irregular, you got to make an adjustment to your diet, man. For 10 years straight, your shit should look the same. Like people want to do all this exotic eating and all that. All exotic eating does, man, is throw your body into a fucked up state of balance. Fucks up your pH. Your body be acidic as hell. Find the things that keep your body alkaline and eat those things every day. Stop eating for joy. If you got to eat for joy, your life is bad as hell, man. You got a terrible life. You got to eat for joy. Who in the hell got to eat for joy? I'm going to sit down and the only way I can enjoy myself is eat? That's some shit I want so bad I can't resist it. I know it's terrible for me, but I'm going to eat it anyway. Come on, man. I'm not saying go the rest of your life without eating shit. But I'm saying if you're going to eat some cookies, man, that shit should be, like, you should not even remember the last time you had them. You might remember the experience, but you shouldn't be able to remember the day the last time you ate some cookies, nigga. You're killing yourself. Yeah, it's tough. If you stop eating sugar, you're going to have withdrawal symptoms, nigga. You're going to be like a crackhead. Your stomach gonna be hurting, your head gonna be hurting, fucking feet gonna be swelling up, all time shit gonna be going on, man. You ain't gonna be taking a dump, your pee gonna burn coming out, all kind of things gonna go on because you're gonna be having withdrawal symptoms, man. Your body is chemically dependent on sugar. It is. But get off sugar for a month. Get off that shit for a month and then watch how you feel the next month. Your body ain't gonna even crave it like that no more. Even if you start back eating it after that, your body ain't gonna crave it like that no more. It ain't gonna crave it. And you're going to get all that extra gunk out of your gut. You know what I'm saying? Let me tell you something. Everybody that gains weight, if you're obese, start eating clean. Don't ease into it, motherfucker. Start eating clean right now. If you start eating clean right now, man, I guarantee you, man, within the first 3 weeks, man, you're going to lose 10 to 20 pounds. Depending on how obese you are, you're going to lose 20 pounds. You're going to lose 10 pounds the first week. Everybody lose 10 pounds the first week when you're obese. Because if you're obese, you've been eating like shit. So once you clean up and get all that sugar out your diet, that's the first thing you're going to do is clean the sugar out your diet. You're going to lose 10 pounds automatically from all that water weight your body been holding. When you pour the sugar out, you pour the salt out because 9 times out of 10, the shit you getting the salt in is the same shit you getting the sugar in. If you eat a sweet snack, that mother probably got 200, 300, 400, 500, 600 milligrams of sodium in it per serving. And most people who are obese don't eat one serving. A serving, let me tell you something. If you're going to eat some Oreos, and I'm going to tell you like this, you can eat Oreos. You can eat Chips Ahoy. You can eat whatever the hell you want to eat if you eat the serving size. If you can eat the serving size of cookies every day, you know how many Oreos you're going to eat? 2. Every day, you're going to eat 2. You eat one in the morning, you first wake up, and eat one of them motherfuckers post-workout. Or eat both of them post-workout. If you can stick to serving sizes, you can eat sugar. The problem is, it's addictive. So you can't stick to serving sizes. You got to have a well-made-up mind, man, to stick to serving size. I know a cat man bodybuilder, man. It was an old vid. You can look him up on YouTube, man. You know what? I'm gonna share it. I'm gonna try to find it, and then I'm gonna put a link on the next video I put up, man. The next fitness video I put up, man. So I've been thinking about, man, trying to do all these different channels, man. But for real, my channel is about the alpha lifestyle. It ain't about alpha as far as women go. It ain't about alpha as far as nothing. It's about the alpha lifestyle. And part of the alpha lifestyle is health. Now, my Nubian King Vegan channel will be where I do cooking videos. So that's how I'm going to break that up, man. The Nubian King Vegan channel will be all about cook. It will be all about food prep, all about meal prep. And the reason why I haven't been uploading over there, man, is because I gotta write the recipes out. I gotta have the recipe description in the description. I don't want to show you that I'm cooking something and not put the instructions on how to prepare that shit yourself with it, or put the ingredients. So how much of this I use and how much of that I use. And, that's just something I haven't had the time to do that. So that's why I haven't been uploading over there, man. But I got hella content to put up over there. And that's why I'm cutting back on my uploads on as far as YouTube goes, as far as doing live streams, man. Like I won't be doing live streams every day. Like I got other content that I need to curate as well. So, no doubt, OG, all bottled waters are not created equal. Black Soul Stars, I could care less about women. I need to get my mind, body, and soul right. That's real talk, bro. Rodney Dave say he been on that, man. Yeah, all of them have synthetic sugar in it, man. And the crazy thing is this right here, man. The crazy thing is this right here. You have to understand this. You can eat those things if you work out. Like Ralph Hayes just said, some foods or carbs convert to sugar, white starches like mashed potatoes. But you can have mashed potatoes if you eat it post workout. You know what I'm saying? And then let me tell you the trick about eating anything you want to post workout. If you fat, you don't need no post workout meal. Like that's for people that are lean. Like when you drain your glycogen store, if you pretty lean and you drain your glycogen stores, yeah, you need to put something back in there so your body won't go catabolic and start eating your fucking muscles. But if you got, 50, 60, 70, 100 pounds of extra body fat on you, you don't need no post-workout meal. You already ate your post-workout meal over all these past years. You can't look at a body. I say this all the time. If you're overweight, you can't look at what a bodybuilder does until you get your body to that state of leanness. So if you ain't already lean with a fair amount of muscle, you can't go look at pump chasers. If you ain't already lean with a fair amount of muscle, you can't go look at Steph Clink scale. You got to go look at somebody who's working down from being fucking fat. Because if you go try to do what Clink's doing, it ain't going to work for you. Clinks can do it because Clink's already lean. Chris can do it because Chris already lean. I ain't all the way lean, but shit, I'm getting there. You know what I'm saying? I'm slow rolling my way there like you have to do if you want to stay big. Like you can lose a lot of weight. You can lose weight quick, but not if you want to stay big. I want to stay big. I want to be lean. I want to be over 200 lean. Like when I'm shredded, I want to be not necessarily shredded, but as Chris Jones say, hoe ready. When I'm hoe ready, I want to be 200 pounds. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to go under 200 pounds. Like, I don't like me under 200 pounds. I like me as a beast. You know what I'm saying? I like me as a beast, and I plan on being a beast. That's why I'm slow rolling. Because my goal is to figure out a way to get lean while building muscle. You know what I'm saying? My goal is to figure out a way to get lean while I'm building muscle. That's what I'm working on. I'm trying to be cutting edge on this shit. Do you know how crazy the world will go, man? Do you know how crazy bodybuilders will go? If I can come up with the exact programming and diet to be able to build muscle, to be able to get bigger while you get lean. Shit, that's what I'm working on, homies. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to come up with something, homie. So, and I'll tell you like this too. The other end of that, once I figured that out, I think it'll be a whole lot easier to build muscle while staying lean. Think about this. Who do you know that can build muscle while staying lean? I'm not even talking about going a mini bulk. I'm not talking about when you gain a little bit of fat where you can't see your bottom abs no more. I'm talking about stay lean and get bigger and stronger while you're lean. Whoo. Boy, if I can figure that out, man, it's going to get crazy in here, man. It's going to get crazy in here, bro. And that's what I'm working on, man. So, I'm using myself as the guinea pig, man. You know what I'm saying? So, like, the reason why I ain't really been showing y'all, man, because, man, I'll lean out and I'll lean out and I'll lean out. Then I start calculating, man. It looked like I feel like in order to do this, I need to be at a certain weight lean because I don't want to start dipping down under 200, man, and start. I don't like that, man. I feel like, man, 200 pound, if you're 200 and if you lean at 200, I'm talking about whole red at 200, you're a beast no matter what nobody say. You're lean at 200. Well, of course, I'm 6'1", so you can't be 5'7". You can't be Chris Jones height and be lean at 200. Like you're gonna have that not naturally. You know what I'm saying? Like you're gonna have that. You can't put your arm down to your side look. You're gonna have that bulldog look. And I'm stretching it myself, being 6'1", man, going lean at 200. For real, at 6'1", the ideal lean weight, man, is probably like 187. 187, 190. You know what I'm saying? But I want to be 200. I just want to see a 2 in front of my weight when I'm shredded. I want to come out with my wife beater on and be 200 pounds, man. Blocked up at 200? Come on, man. Tell me that ain't beast mode. That shit beast mode all day, man. Hollywood Hawkins, 6'2", 170. And the thing is, man, at 6'2", 170, man, you can have a great physique. At 6'2", 170, man, you can have a great physique. Like you can, this is the thing you have to understand, man. Like let's say when Chris just did the show. Chris just did the show. He came in at 170, somewhere between 170 and 175. But when you look at him 170 175, he didn't look like a super small cat. He didn't look super small, but he was like he weight wise he was super small. But so it's really not about weight. That's what I'm saying. At 200 lean, man, you look like a fucking maniac. Like you look beastly as shit at 200 lean, man. Let me see. James, I appreciate that, brother. Appreciate the super chat, James. I say for that consistent heat you be bringing. All right, brother, I appreciate that. Now, matter of fact, it say for that consistent heat you be bringing. I appreciate that, brother. Cause bringing and bringing is a whole different thing. Just like singing and singing. Some people can sing, but ain't many people can sing. Homie. Yeah. I've been checking Mike out, man. Yeah, Mike getting it in over there, man. So I'm gonna work it out, man. Try to and try to make it happen, man. I think it'd be cool, man. Let's see. Kumar G was good, homie. He said, I was just saying this, there's no black community as long as matriarchy prevails. Never. You can't build a black community on matriarchy, man. You can't. So, peep game, man. I got this, The Black Woman is God vid coming up, man. As soon as I'm done with this, I'm gonna go ahead and upload it. It probably gonna take it. They got a little bit quicker with the uploads. They had a glitch, man, it was taking forever. So it's probably it ain't gonna take that long, man, because I just got a screen up. I didn't do it live, man. I just got a screen up with a picture of me on it, man, with my contact info on it. So it shouldn't take it that long because it ain't a whole lot of video. It's a really small file. So I'll go ahead and do that, man. Irish Alpha 62182, R 6 feet 188. So you see what I'm saying? The ideal thing around 5'10", it says I should be 160, but I weigh 235 still. That's the thing, man. When you look at the body mass index, it doesn't incorporate how much muscle you have. So you can be like Ralph Hayes says Ralph Hayes is 5'10", 235, and there's somebody else who's 5'10", 235, man, that look like a bowl of butter. You know what I'm saying? Look like fucking 4 scoops of ice cream in a bowl. But you can have a great physique at 5'10", 235, man. It's just all about genetics is the main thing. Some people just muscularly dense. Some people just got dense muscles. That's just how it is. Some people can get nice physiques, but they ain't never gonna get real big. And that's just how it is. But you gotta understand, man. Shit, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. I've been working out, man, when some of y'all was in high school, man. You know what I'm saying? So, like the first time I ever was lean and big, man, probably, man, shit, man. I think the first time I ever got lean and big, I think I may have been maybe 25. I'm talking about where I was lean and big. I'm talking about where in that bitch looking like Terrell Davis. You know what I'm saying? You know, like motherfuckers on campus, that was my nickname, man. Motherfuckers just start calling me TD, man. Cause my physique was like we could look similar. We look like we could have been brothers physique wise, like we had the same genetics or whatever. So it's easy to do, man. And the thing is, once you get it, it's easy to keep it. Chris Red say he losing gain weight on and off. Man, it's just the thing, man, about just about consistency, man. Figuring out that middle ground and just sticking to it. Like I don't have no set time to get lean. You know what I'm saying? That's why I ain't in no rush. I just keep going until I get lean, man. You know what I'm saying? I ain't with no big rush. But let's get back into this, man. I done jumped all the way over there, man. So but that's the thing, man. Without controlling the agriculture, man, without agricultural control, man, you can't control the USDA or the FDA. So when you read some meat that says grass fed, you don't. Grass fed simply means the motherfucker had grass. It don't tell you that it's been grass fed the entire time. It just said this was fed some grass. Now there are stipulations that says there's a certain amount of time of the animal's life it must be fed grass, but it does not stipulate that the animal cannot be fed anything else. So all grass fed beef is not created equal. There's some beef that is fed grass, and then the last maybe 6 weeks, it is taken to a feedlot to fatten it up, just like the other ones. And when it eats that, it is defiled, because the Most High said, "You shall not eat anything that does not chew grass, that does not eat grass. It must eat grass. If it eats anything else, it is defiled at that point." The lipid profile changes and everything, because you got to understand. Cows eat their ass off. That's all they do all the time is eat. So whether you got them in front of grass or you got them in a feedlot, all they do is eat. That's why they can pull them into a feedlot and just sit them in front of some food, and they'll fucking eat all day long. As long as it's there, they'll eat. And they be putting all kind of shit in there. Potato chips, M&M, Doritos, man. They be putting fucking pork rinds, all kind of shit in there. Anything they can get in the cow mouth, man, they'll put it in there, and the cow is going to eat. The cow is designed to eat. It's a grazing animal. Grazing animals are designed to feed. That is what they do all day long. They feed. So, and then there are some grass fed. There is some grass fed beef that's grass fed and grass finished. You just have to know those companies. And who has the time to decipher all that, man? You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna sit and tell you, man, that I'm never gonna eat meat, man, but I will when I can grow it, process it, when I can raise it, process it, and do all of the steps myself. Raise it, slaughter it, process it, do all of the things myself, store it, preserve it, do all of the things myself. Until then, I'm not even worried about, man, going nowhere, man, trying to eat nobody beef, man. Going nowhere, man, trying to eat. And chicken is a terrible thing anyway, man. I don't even see how people eat that shit anyway. So another thing, man, is we have no control over adequate health care nor the distribution thereof. So if you can't control the agriculture and you're being poisoned every day of your fucking life, and then you can't control the health care, where's your community? You can't even keep yourself from dying. You can't even control the quality of the doctors that see you. You know how many people being turned away from doctors because they don't have health insurance? If you live in an environment where people can be turned away when they are ill, that's not something black folks would do, man. We're too compassionate to other people's plight for that in our original form. Now, we've been defiled by this culture, by this society, but we're too compassionate for people's plight, man, to just sit there and act like we don't care if somebody's dying. We can't control agriculture, can't control healthcare, or I say sick care. Agriculture is healthcare. So I say we can't control healthcare or sick care. The medical profession, that's sick care. They don't do shit for healthy people. They don't bring you health. They treat your illnesses. They don't tell you about health. They treat your illnesses. They don't give you medicine to keep you healthy. They give you shit to treat your illnesses. So we're talking about sick care and health care, and we don't control either one of them. If you're not going to control health care, which is agriculture, then you got to at least control sick care, which is the medical profession. We don't control either one of them. So let's run down our list. We don't control the police force. We don't have any political power. We don't have any infrastructure control. We don't control any banks. We don't have no agriculture control. We have no ability to make, break, or enforce ordinances and statutes which govern a community. We can't even have the ability to force a fair trial via proper legal representation and favorable jury selection. We have no control over adequate health care, nor the distribution thereof. Where is this community? Where is this community? Tell me where it is. Just tell me where it is. We have no power at all, man, to be talking about we have a community. Black Goku, Monsanto grass. Yeah, man. Yeah, that Monsanto grass, man. Monsanto everything, bro. Monsanto everything. But you have to understand this. When it comes to organic grass fed, some of these places lobby hard. You know, some of these places really lobby hard to have shit natural. Like, I've done my research, man. There are some companies that lobby hard. Simple Truth Organic, that's why I always promote the brand, man. Simple Truth Organic is one of those. They go hard to make sure that they can present the product that they claim to have. And that's why I roll with them. I roll with them on everything, man. You know what I'm saying? I know their canning process. They don't use the BPA liners. I know their grass-fed beef is actually grass-fed and grass finished. See, this is the thing. When you look at a label, now granted, you may look at labels from certain areas, and this shows you how minimal the grass space is. You may look at some simple organic ground beef, and it may have meat from Uruguay, meat from the USA, and meat from Mexico. Now they want you to look at that and they say, oh, now these are the people who say meat ain't bad for you. You can eat as much of it you want to. Don't worry about that. You can't build no muscles with vegetables. These are the people who say that, the people that care about aesthetics instead of health. You may have meat coming from those three places, but those are three of the few places that you can raise enough cattle to do this with natural grass. Everywhere else, the grass either is depleted of nutrients or it's not real grass. So they have to structure their spots in these places in order to even give you grass-fed, grass-finished beef. They can't give it to you anywhere else. So yeah, they've got to have cows here, cows there, and cows there in order to make this happen. So it's not a bad thing that, well, why you need all that to make ground beef? You don't to make regular fucking fat inducing, heart attack inducing ground beef in order to give you anything grass fed, grass finished, beef, steak, ground beef, steaks, any of those things. You have to be able to have that grass available to you. But people don't think about that. That's all they have to do. Yeah, BPA plastic, man. You have to understand, man. BPA is a fucking killer, man. I'm telling you, bro. It's crazy. Yeah, yeah, man, that's crazy, Rev. You got to watch out for that BPA, man. Like bottled water, man. Literally, when you guys see me, man, whenever I can, man, I get my water in a glass. Now I'm gonna be honest with you. Before I don't drink any water, I just got to get my shit in plastic, but I try to avoid it. But what I do, man, is when I get these glass containers, man, I keep them. I keep them for an extended period of time, and I just pour water in them. And I'll tell you something else. These additives they put in the water, man. Simple Truth Organic has some, like you want to when you get tired of plain water, and you want to put some squirts in there. Simple Truth Organic has them, man, and I'm telling you, it don't even taste like the shit you get from these Mio and Kool-Aid and Tang and all these other things, man. It ain't even sweet. All it does is flavor the water. It gives it a flavor, but it's not sweet. And I used some of that Mio stuff one time, man. I had it in a glass bottle, man. I put it in there. I used that bottle 2 days, man, with that Mio in it. I had already been using it with regular water, just refilling it with spring water. And man, that third day, I opened it, man. It had mildew around the lid. You know what I'm saying? And I was keeping this thing in the refrigerator. Now, when I had it with me throughout the day, then I was carrying it with me. So it wasn't staying ice cold. But when you think about it, man, we talking about a water bottle. What does this shit have in it that turned into mold on the lid of this top? And believe me, the mold wasn't there. I checked my tops when I opened them. I checked the top of my bottles and I checked the lids. I always look at lids before I put them back on because you never know what they crawl into the lid. So what I'm saying is you have to be careful about everything, man, because people eating all these colorings, man. You got yellow 5 and red 6 and blue 12 and yellow 5900 and a half. You got all these dyes, man, and all these chemicals and preservatives that put in everything, man. You keep eating that shit, you're gonna die, man. Period. China White, I appreciate the super chat shot. China White says supporting your content. You keep me motivated. I appreciate that shot. I appreciate it. Real talk. China White in here doing what she does, showing the homie Mr. BoA support. So, it's one of those things, man. Yeah, yeah. And that's another thing, man. You had to watch that aspartame in it too, man. Most of those things are flavored with aspartame. I checked out the Mio. The Mio has a variety that's not, but the flavor, like, listen, this is the thing. And even if it's not flavored with aspartame, artificial sweeteners are worse for you if you have high blood pressure or diabetes. Because not only is your body processing that shit as sugar, now your body's fighting it off as it like it's a foreign agent. Man, let me tell you something. Either drink your water or drink a damn soda, man. Don't play around with it, man. Yeah, BPA free is another option as well, Rap. Definitely. Yeah, and that's the thing about organic, man. James, you got a great point. Organic foods, man, let me tell you something. I know some organic growers. They got small personal gardens. They give me shit from time to time. But man, all they just use ladybugs. They garden be full of ladybugs, man. And you think ladybugs, they call them ladybugs for a reason. Everything feminine is destructive. Hurricanes to ladybugs. Ladybug pretty much eat any damn bug in the garden, man. Ladybugs be eating shit up. You see them and they land on you and they just crawl around because they don't want to eat you. They like people. People keep them fed. You grow your garden, man, ladybugs are vicious. They be eating shit up out there. You would never think it, man. Let me tell you, like the homie said, never trust a big button to smile. That girl is poison. Watch her. Can't trust a big button to smile, man. That ladybug come out there, man, looking all pretty, man, go in the garden, man, be ravishing shit, boy. All right, be easy, China White. I appreciate you coming through, shouting. Be easy out there. MHM says, I'm going to throw away my sugar packs. Yeah, that's a good idea, bro. That's a great idea. Now, if you need sugar, man, use something like agave nectar. Agave nectar is very low glycemic. You have to worry about the glycemic load of everything. And regular sugar has the highest glycemic load of any single substance on earth, man. The glycemic load is high. It's gonna spike the hell out of your blood sugar. That's why anybody who drinks sodas every day, man, is overweight. It doesn't even matter how healthy. Listen, you can eat clean. You can eat everything clean, but drink sodas every day, and your ass gonna be fat. That's just how it's gonna be. It's gonna keep your body in a constant state of um, insulin production. Like your pancreas are gonna just keep releasing that shit. Then you can become, you know, you're just gonna be fat. That's just bottom line, man. Blood sugar is gonna spike, homie. That's what's gonna happen. So now, another thing, man, is we have no corporate control. All of this leads to having no corporate control. Look at all the Fortune 500 companies. Look at all the billionaire companies. How many of those companies are headed by black folks? The platform we're on right now doesn't have a single, unless they've changed it, they don't have a single they don't have a single black face at YouTube working. Not for YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Not where the decisions take place. And a single black person in there at all. How many people, how many black folk you think on the chairman of director, on the board of directors at Walmart, at Apple, at Amazon? We're not talking about people that work there. Maybe some people in in upper management positions, but we talk about in the upper echelon, the people that make decisions about what happened at a company. The people at the top, the people that had never have no orders trickling down on them, the people that give the orders. Those are the people who are in control. See, there are people on all levels that are in control of the employees. I'm talking about people that are in control of the company itself. Black folks don't have none of that, man. We have no corporate control, man. We simply don't. None. Not one little bit of corporate control. So anything you use in your environment, from the gas you put in your car to the electricity you use to the water they got you paying for, to the cable and internet, to the grocery store, to to whatever you do, man, to the clothes you buy. Tell me who you know that has corporate control in any of those that looks like you. There is no one. It's just that simple. Black folks have no control in their environment. And until you gain control of your environment, you will not be able to create a community. And black folk will never have control of this environment. We don't even know how to gain control of this environment. We have no idea. If we wanted to get control of this environment, we don't know who to go to. We don't know who got control of it. We don't, man, black folk, we don't know what control feels like in this society, man. We don't know. So we have no control over the police force. We have no political power. We have no infrastructure control. We don't control no banks. We don't have no agricultural control. We don't have no corporate control. We don't have the ability to make or break or enforce ordinances and statutes which govern a community. We don't have the ability to force a fair trial via proper legal representation and favorable jury selection. We don't have no control over adequate health care, nor the distribution thereof. And the number one reason that we as black men, us now, not nobody else, the number one reason that we as black men cannot ever hope to have a black community, the number one reason we must accept that there is no black community, the number one reason we must accept that there has been no black community, at least since the advent of slavery, is because we have no control over the distribution of idiotic Christian religious rhetoric amongst our people. And why do I say it's idiotic Christian religious rhetoric? Because it is contrary to the word of the Most High that we should be living by. It is contrary to it. And who is being used? Who in our environment is being used to perpetuate that illogical, anti-Most High Christian religious rhetoric amongst our people? You guessed it. The black woman. It is her who's perpetuating that energy, that anti-Most High energy. It is her who is always calling some name besides the name of the Most High. It is her who is always praising someone besides the Most High. How many times have you heard a black woman say, thank you, God, thank you, Jehovah, thank you, Yahweh, thank you, whatever you want to call him? How many times have you heard a black woman say that? And if she does say, thank you, God, she ain't talking about Jehovah. She ain't talking about Yahshua. I mean, she ain't talking about Yahweh. She ain't talking about that. She ain't talking about the God that we as black men sit and banter about what his name is. What's his name? Who cares what his name is? We're talking about the Most High that gave us the statutes and commandments, the Most High that led the children of Israel out of Egypt. That's who the Most High we're talking about. You call him what you want to call him. That's why we stick to the term the Most High. When I say the Most High, no matter what you call him, if you call him Yahweh, if you call him Jehovah, when I say the Most High, we're talking about the same God. How many times have you heard her thank him? She doesn't say that. She thanks Jesus. That's what she does. Every time. She praises Jesus. Every time. She worships Jesus. Every time. She has songs, gospel songs, where she calls his name over and over and over and over again. But that's not enough. She then says, perpetuates in our environment. You see, white folks will tell you this because white folks ain't got the relationship with the Most High that we have. Yeah, that can be their thing, but we're not them. They're not us. What she'll tell you is that you can't even get to the Most High without calling the name of Jesus. So she is telling you as a black man, you don't know God until you first know someone else. When the Most Highest person told us, don't put nobody before him. Of course he said don't put no God before him because he know damn well we ain't fool enough to put a man before him. Listen, he just assumed that we weren't stupid enough to put a man before him. So when he says don't put no God before me, he know damn well we know he mean don't put no man before him. This is what you must understand, man. And that's what's happened. That's exactly what's happened, MHM. The entire system has been flipped over. But we as black men know how to continue to accept that. So I'm telling you that there is no black community. There has never been a black community, and there will never be a black community. There is a black environment. There is a black experience. There is a black existence. And that is what is going on right now. We're in a black existence. And that's the bottom line. I mean, the thing is, bro, that what happens with other races of women doesn't concern me as a black man. That doesn't affect me. The only effect it has on me is that it is affecting the woman that God gave me to be a helpmeet. You see, that really has no bearing. I mean, because once we exodus this entire community, once we exodus this society, then what the white woman does will have no bearing on anything that a black man decides, that a black man does. Truth be told, right now, the black man has no ally. Everyone is an enemy. Everyone is an enemy to the black man in this society. Everyone is dead set against the black man in this society. And they feel comfortable because we are also dead set against one another. So before we can think about black community, we have to first think about unity. And we can't think about unity when the average pro-black cat out here is talking about we got to reunite with our women. You're a beta male simp mangina if you think that we got to chase our woman down and reunite with her. We ought to give to her. She needs to reunite with us. We have a mission. We can't focus on her. We have to have, man, listen, we got two options. We can stay here and continue to fight for something, fight a war that we'll never win, or we could bounce and go to where we're supposed to be. My point, Exodus. Come on, bro. Turn against myself. Turn against myself when I am created in the image of the Most High. I am the highest thing on earth, bro. There's no turning against me. But this is not my society. This is not my realm. It's not meant for me to dominate here. It's not meant for me. I was sent here as a punishment. This is a punishment for me. Slavery was a punishment. I was banished into this. I was delivered into this by ship. Thus said the word of the Most High. Book of Deuteronomy. So, yeah, I mean, listen, bro. I mean, there is no one on the earth equal to me. No one is equal to me. No man or woman. The black man is the height. The black man is the pride and joy of the Most High. That is simply it. What we need to do is leave our enemies behind. Let's go to where we need to be. Let's go build our own land. Let's go build in our own land. Let's leave all of our enemies here. We don't need them. Let's go, man. Let's bounce. What are we waiting on? Why are we still sitting here? Like, why are we still here waking up every day, going through this routine of going to work, coming home, going to work, coming home, going to work, coming home? We do that, man, every day of our lives. We look up 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago. And 30 years from now, the plight will still be the same in this country, man. This is not our land. Someone else controls this land. I don't want to wrangle control from someone in this land where we have the rest of the world. We can just go somewhere, man. What are we doing, man? Man. Oh, I see what's going on right here. Let's get them on out of here. I'm sitting here talking to a troll, man. My bad, homies. I know y'all saw that, man. I'm sitting here talking to a troll. That's it, man. We got to unite. All we could do is unite. Nothing else is going to work for us until we build unity. We can't build nothing else. I don't want to hear about no community. I don't want to hear about no education system. I don't want to hear about no schools. I don't want to hear about no homes. I don't want to hear about no neighborhoods. I don't want to hear about no grocery stores. I don't want to hear about no department stores. I don't want to hear about none of that until we talk about some unity first. They the same cats that be online going at each other's throat. You want to talk to me about a community when you can't even take the calm out of it and go to unity. We don't need a community. Community is an American word. We don't need that. Community, communion. We don't need that. We're good. What we need is unity so we can bounce. That's all it is, man. We need unity so we can bounce. I spent about 5 minutes, man, going back and forth with a damn troll, trying to educate a troll. Not really going back and forth, but trying to educate a troll, man. Next time y'all see me doing that, man, y'all, man, say, BoA, man, cut that shit out, man. What is you doing? Iron-based baritone is in the building. Tall J1 is in the building. Say something, man. Tell me something. Say, hey, homie, you know that's a troll, right? Cax is in the building. Hope I said that right, man. You be pulling them. You put one of the moves I be pulling, man. Just throwing something out there, just putting something up there, man. Then leaving people to figure out how to say it. So let me see what else I got in here, man. We good. So this is the reality of it, man. We're in a situation where we as men must stand up and unite ourselves, man. Well, you know what, arm-based baritone? It's only because we are in a situation where we have been taught to look at each other for our differences as opposed to our one glaring similarity. We's black. So regardless of what your background is, regardless of where you come from, we all have our strengths. The hood, they're going to be our warriors because they already don't care about taking a life. They don't value life. But once they are taught to value their own lives, then that willingness to take a life that they have, that willingness to go to war that they have will be useful in any move we make because you never know. It may turn into the same exodus that children of Israel had coming out of Egypt. We may have to go through some lands and take some people out. We may have to do that. We may have to take over some areas. But we got our army. We also have to have our spiritual heads, the men that the Most High communicates with every day. So we'll know where we're going. So we'll know what I got. So we'll know what's guiding us. So we'll know our direction. We must also have our men. We live in a new world now. We also must have our men who are our intellects. We also must have our men who are our technological resources. We need to have all of these. All of us play a major role in any move that we plan to make, because none of us is made up of everything. None of us is made up of every quality. None of us can claim to be an expert in every area, in every arena. None of us can claim to be the top-notch man in any facet of life, in any multiple facets of life. You may be very good at something, but there's only one thing you are top-notch at. You may be excellent at something even, but there's only one thing you are top-notch at. There's only one thing in your life that you are better than anybody you've ever been around at, and that is it. That is the thing that you should be focusing on. We live in a society that tells us to focus on all these things. We want to be a jack of all trades, master of none. Master your one talent. Master that. That's the thing that will get you to the highest point in your life. Master that one thing that you are already better than everyone at. How can you fail if you are already 10 steps ahead of everyone and you work on it hard as you can and become 50 steps ahead of everyone? If you get 50 steps ahead of everyone and it takes you a year to get a step, that means even if you slow down and start going half pace, in 50 more years, you'll still be 25 years ahead of 25 steps ahead of everyone. We live in a society that tells men that you must divide your focus amongst multiple things. Why? Why must you divide your focus amongst multiple things? Michael Jordan tried that. He tried to go play baseball for a couple years, flopped, looked crazy out there, didn't even make it to the majors, and he went back to play the sport that he was good at. And those last 3 years propelled him into an executive ownership position, minority ownership, but ownership nonetheless. That propelled him into a position where Michael Jeffrey Jordan, is now the majority owner of an NBA franchise. How many other men in the history of the world can say that? That type of ingenuity, that type of focus, that type of no one else could do that. That's why no one else did it. People say LeBron might do it. LeBron won't do it. He's not built like Jordan. And let me tell you something, man. I was talking to someone yesterday, and I know I did a video, man, about why LeBron is the best player in history. But I plan on doing one for Jordan as well, because both of them have there are arguments for both of them. But the one glaring thing, I'll save it for the video. So I'm just saying, man, we have to understand. Mr. Hudson 99 is in the building. What's good with you, bro? X Black XJ, go to Street Gangs YouTube channel. You would find trying to convert gang members are hopeless. See, this is the thing, brother. No one's trying to convert gang members. I don't want to convert gang members. I want them to stay violent. I just want to focus their energy on something else. I don't want to try to reform them. I don't want gangbangers to say, well, I'm not violent anymore. No, I want to keep that. That's what warriors are about. Like, we need someone that's ready to go to battle just in case we have to go to battle. So I don't want to change them. I don't want to reform them. I think the worst thing you can try to do is reform someone. Reform them into what? Reform them into what? They have a talent. They have a gift. They have something they do better than the rest of us. And that is not give a damn. We need some not give a dammers on our team. We need that. Got to have some not give a dammers on the team. So I believe that they stay how they are, man. I believe that. And every black man who want to be a thug. See, this is the thing. The thug has been painted as a negative thing by white folks. And only black folks who are outside of that environment accept that as truth, because you don't experience that environment. If your ass was in the hood, you'd be a thug too. You'd be a thug or you'd be dead, period. You'd be a gangster or you'd be a victim. They create these environments that create a certain mindset, and then they go to the rest of society and look at that environment and say, woo, 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 they're so bad. They're so bad. Anybody in that environment is up. Man, let me tell you something. You got one choice. If I throw your ass in a tank of sharks, you got one choice. You can run all scared and be afraid like a little guppy and be trying to swim up on them and stay away from them. Or you can say, damn that. I'm going to swim how they swim. I'm going to look menacing how they look menacing. And the one of them come close enough to me, I'm going to bite the shit out of it to let them know that you're a shark as well. Your bite might not be as big as theirs, but you bite a hunk of flesh out of their ass, the rest of them going to see. And they're going to be like, hold up, he bites too. That's why smaller sharks can swim around with bigger sharks. Because those bigger sharks know that motherfucker got a row of teeth in his mouth too. So you got one choice. See, I'm from that environment. And I didn't want to be a thug. But when I got in that environment, I didn't have a choice. Everybody had a pistol. Everybody had some big artillery in their trunk. Everybody was ready to knock your head off. Everyone was ready to pull their iron out and defend themselves if they needed to. So I didn't have a choice but to be that. Now that I'm not in that environment, I don't have to be that. But I know some cats who are still in that environment. I wasn't born into that environment. I was a normal dude before I was a thug. You know what I'm saying? I had to become that. It transformed me. If I can be transformed and I wasn't born in that environment, what in the hell chance does a man who's born into that environment have? If all you've ever known is hood life, what chance do you have? They always say, well, you can always make it out of the hood. Don't nobody make it out of the fucking hood, man, except athletes and rappers, man. That's why so many people in that environment want to be an athlete or a rapper. And they tell you, well, you can be a doctor. No, the fuck you can't. You got to have some outside help to become a doctor in that environment, man. The education system sucks in that environment. If that's not the case, why aren't more doctors put out of that environment? They tell you it's because they want to be thugs. No, it's because you have to have some outside forces helping your ass. You got to have an aunt somewhere up north that you go live with for a while. Somebody's got to pull you out of that environment. No one is born into the ghetto, fulfills their full education in the ghetto, goes to a HBCU, and then turns into some big surgeon. It don't happen. The people who go to HBCUs and become doctors, man, didn't grow up in the hood. Those are people who go to HBCUs because their parents did and their grandmothers did. You see the difference? There's a history of college graduates in their family. It is very rare that someone who has no history of college graduates in their family goes on to be this huge success through the education system. It is rare. That's why those few instances are mentioned and upheld and talked about in the magazines, and motherfuckers get invited on talk shows and all of that, because it is rare, homie. And this is the reality of it. There is an environment in the hood that if your ass ain't been in it, you don't know it, man. And you know what I'm saying? And now don't get me wrong. Some of those jokers are just evil. I'm going to tell you that. There's some cats in the hood that you ain't going to be able to get them to focus their energy on nothing else. You know what I'm saying? They want to harm black folks. There's a bunch of them in there. They just want to harm people that look like them. See, everybody in the hood does not hate themselves, but a whole lot of them do. I ain't going to even lie, man. There's a whole bunch of them, man, that hate themselves, hate anybody who looks like them. That's why they live these suicidal via homicide lives. See, there's a such thing as suicide by homicide. You know what I'm saying? You can be so homicidal. You can be such a nuisance that you know eventually you're going to die. That's your only option. You're going to die. So I grew up around a lot of cats, man, that committed suicide by homicide. You know what I'm saying? They just got to the point where somebody was going to kill them. They had enough enemies that would kill you till eventually somebody was going to kill them. And so I do think, like, how many of us in here right now want to have the distinction of being a part of the kill force that we may need to have, where you're going to go in and annihilate an entire area if that's what we need, if that's what the Most High leads us to do? How many men in here are geared to live that life? I mean, if I have to do it, yeah. But that's not my passion. You know what I'm saying? I don't aspire to be that. But there are men who that is their passion. If you give them opportunity to have that or any other position, they'll take that. I know these men. I know men personally who would take that. Warriors, men who were born to go to war. I know. And let me tell you the great thing. A lot of those men have not been brainwashed to be Americanized by the military because they already had criminal records before they were old enough to go to the military, so they can't even be brainwashed to say, well, no, I'm not going to go with you. I'm going to stay here and I'm going to fight for old Dixie. Now, that a lot of those cats hadn't got to that point. So, it's one of those things, man. And sometimes, man, tactically sound is okay, but sometimes you just got to go in and bum rush the joint. You know what I'm saying? Tactically sound is okay when you have things that you want to attain. Like if there's something in an environment that you want to secure, yeah, you have to be tactical. But if you don't care nothing about in the environment, you just want to bum rush the whole shit, and you don't care about casualties, you just go in and bum rush it. You know what I'm saying? That fucking bomb that was dropped on Hiroshima, that bomb that was dropped on Hiroshima didn't have there was no need to be concerned about who the hell was going to live or die. That was not tactical. That was, let's just bum rush that shit. And sometimes you have to do that. Sometimes your mindset has to be everybody goes. You know what I'm saying? We don't care about it. We ain't trying to preserve nothing. Everything goes. And tactical is good, man. Whenever there's something that you're trying to secure in an environment, yeah, you have to be tactical. If not, you're gonna destroy what you're looking for. But if there's nothing in the environment except you just want to go in and bum rush the joint, like you just want the environment itself, hey man, you just gotta go in and eliminate everything moving. You know what I'm saying? That happens sometimes. If you look at the way, I tell you what, I'm gonna give you an example right now. Let me get my word right here, man. All right, I'm gonna give you an example right now. Peep game on this example right here, man. Great example right here. All right, so peep game. All right, so peep game. This is Joshua, the book of Joshua, chapter 11. I won't go read all the kings, but there's a host of kings who came out. They all got together to go against the Israelites. And this is verse 5. And when all these kings were met together, they came and pitched together at the waters of Merom to fight against Israel. And the Lord said unto Joshua, be not afraid because of them, for tomorrow about this time I will deliver them all up slain before Israel. Thou shalt not hold their horses, and thou shalt hamstring their horses and burn their chariots with fire. So Joshua came, and all the people that war with him against them by the waters of Merom suddenly, and they fell upon them. And the Lord delivered them into the hand of Israel, who smote them and chased them into Zidon and unto this other place that's long as hell, and unto the valley of Mizpah eastward. And they smote them until they left them none remaining. Joshua did as the Lord bade him. He hamstrung their horses and burnt their chariots with fire. They killed everybody. They went in. They didn't have to worry about trying to save them. They just went in and smashed everything that was around him. Period. And then there were other times that they came up against cities, and the Lord told them, keep all the goods of that city. Keep all the cattle, keep everything in there. If you want the women, shave their heads off, and then you can take them to be your wives. And then other times he told them, go in and kill everything. The women, the children, the dogs, the cats, the horses, the rats, kill everything. So it just depends on what the purpose is for the thing. If you're going to go in and just smash everything, I mean, as far as as far as once you engage, man, as far as tactic goes, once you engage, of course, everything is tactical. To even get to a place that you want to go into, you got to have tact. It's got to be tactical to get an army there. Like there is no such thing as war that isn't tactical. If it's not, if it's not tactical, then it's not war. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like just some barbaric shit. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, when you use the term war, you're talking about tactic. War itself determines a tactical advance against an enemy. That's what war is. Tactical attack. Like, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, the term war itself is tactical. So I mean, I thought you were talking about some other type of tactic, something more tactical than war, but war is tactic. All right, Black Soul, stop peace. Yeah, I'm about to get ready to wrap this thing up though, man. So we got a little bit of some other stuff, man, which is cool. But this here was all about, man, just you know what I'm saying, that there is no black community, only a black environment or a black existence, whichever you want to call it, man. Black environment, black existence, black experience. But there is no black community. So But yeah, I agree with you, man. That is a tactic, but it's all tactics. You know what I'm saying? War is tactic. War is tactical. Walter said, "The Most High says, kill everything. I'm killing everything. I'm scared of the Most High, man. Me too. Me too, bro. I don't want to invoke His wrath. I've seen His wrath. You know what I'm saying? Fortunately, not against me like that, but I've seen His wrath. You know what I'm saying? But nonetheless, man, Black J, man, nonetheless, man, great dialogue. So, anyway, homies, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this thing on up, man. By time to shut it down. We've been in here for a minute. We're gonna go ahead and shut it down right quick, man. I appreciate everybody coming through, man. Y'all join me tonight, man, for another great episode tonight, man. Tonight's episode, we'll get back into. I had someone request, man. Somebody asked me a question about what do you do when you're in a relationship where you and your woman already live together. You know what I'm saying? What do you do when you and your woman already live together? How do you handle that? How do you invoke alpha, when you're already living with your woman, man? And I'll get into that, man. It's one of those things, man, I really don't really like to touch on, man, because I feel like, you probably shouldn't be living with your woman, man. You know what I'm saying? That's my thing. You shouldn't. But if you do, I'll speak on that tonight, man. Um, Race Baritone, man. Peace, homie. I appreciate it. Rodney Davis, peace out, homie. DeRay Vicious, I appreciate that, homie. Appreciate you being in the joint, man, rolling with us, man. The homie DeRay Vicious, man, be in the joint. Riding it out on a regular, man. I appreciate the support. Appreciate all the contributions, man, via the super chat. Walter Robinson, shalom, brother. Appreciate all the homies coming in, man. This was gangster. This was tight, man. This was cold. I appreciate it. It's always gangster when the homies come in. Rodney Davis, shalom, brother. I think I'm gonna change the name to Black Existence, man. Yeah, I think Black Existence. There's no Black community, only a Black existence. Yeah, I like existence better, man. Existence, environment, experience. I don't know. Maybe I'll go with Black experience, man. I'm gonna figure it out because I'm about to change. I change the title every time I upload, man. I have to. So anyway, man, I think y'all gonna really enjoy this upload, man, about Black woman is God, man. It's cold. It's cold, man. Chris Riggs, man, peace out, homie. So remember, you are protected by the Most High. No doubt, you are protected by the Most High. The Most High is our God. He is not everyone else's God. He is our God. He is the God of Israel, not the God. Listen. And nobody else can claim him. I get mad when other people try to claim my God, man. Don't claim God if you're not like me. You ain't one of us. Don't claim God. Peace out, X. Peace out, Jade. Mr. Hudson 99. Be easy, brother. I appreciate that, brother. Be easy out there, man. Brian Patterson, shalom, my brother. Yeah, man. That sensitivity, man, is killing me out here, man. Cats is just too sensitive, man. I swear they always crying and whining and complaining and pointing fingers and doing all that, man. And man, it's crazy out here, man. Regular cats, celebrities, everybody, man. Rodney Davis, no doubt, brother. No doubt. I'm on the job, man. So we're gonna get on out of here, man. While you out there, man, avoid the haters, avoid the fakers, avoid the betas. And it's always alpha up, betas down. Homies. Peace.